Hello everyone, my name is Spooks, and today we'll take a look at the top 100 scariest videos that I featured on my channel this year. So without further ado, let's begin. On January 20th, 2023, a man named Anthony Young posted a short but spine-chilling clip of home security footage to his Facebook page, asking viewers what they thought he had captured. The video itself is only about 10 seconds long and wastes no time. In it, we see somebody walking outside at night. Everything seems calm, but then something truly eerie happens in the background. If you look toward the garbage cans, you can just about make out what looks like a ghostly figure sprinting across the yard. The strange shape even appears to reach the front door before vanishing without a trace. The fleeting nature of the apparition makes it all the more unsettling. You almost have to rewind the footage to believe what you've just seen. Of course, skeptics might argue that this could have been a trick of the light, an insect close to the camera, or even a person captured in strange motion blur. But the way the figure seems to run and then disappear has left many unconvinced by those explanations. Sadly, there haven't been any updates from Anthony since the post, so we don't know whether more strange activity followed. Hopefully, whatever it was didn't make its way inside the house. So what do you think? Did Anthony's camera really capture a ghost running to his door, or is there a more rational explanation at play? This Korean dashcam footage that was posted to YouTube back in October of 2020 was filmed from two different angles, one looking forwards and one looking backwards, as you'll soon see. The footage shows the uploader Byung-in Kim driving on a highway road late at night. At this point, all seems to be going fine for the uploader, but they're about to be in for a shock in just a matter of seconds. In the blink of an eye, a strange figure can be seen standing in the middle of the road, seemingly materializing instantly. The front-facing camera angle shows the figure appearing very suddenly, and the back camera angle shows the figure after the uploader drives past it. It's a terrifying video for many reasons. One, it's crazy just how transparent this figure was up until the driver got right up close. Two, we don't know what or who this entity is and what it wants. And three, because it shows just how truly unpredictable life can be at times. This video is also a good reminder to always stay alert when driving. This next TikTok video we'll be having a look at takes place right near the Highway of Tears. For those who are unaware, this is an extremely creepy place that once you hear the backstory, is sure to send shivers down your spine. The Highway of Tears is a 720-kilometer stretch of Highway 16 in British Columbia, Canada, between Prince George and Prince Rupert. Since the late 1960s, this remote corridor has been the site of numerous disappearances and murders of mostly indigenous women and girls. The region is marked by vast wilderness, limited public transportation, and isolated communities, making it particularly dangerous for those forced to hitchhike. The lack of adequate infrastructure and systemic neglect have contributed to the vulnerability of travelers, while the slow pace of investigations has drawn criticism from indigenous groups, human rights organizations, and the public alike. The video, posted to TikTok by a woman named Anita Natsiel, shows her filming outside of a window on a cold and dreary day. It's absolutely bone-chilling. Just make sure to turn your volume all the way up.
Who's screaming down there? I better go down there.
All throughout the duration of the video, you can hear what sounds like blood-curdling screams coming from somewhere very close by. Sadly, Anita doesn't have any clue as to what was going on here, but it's very apparent that something very bizarre was going on. And I highly doubt that the sound we heard was high winds or anything, as nothing in Anita's yard seems to be getting blown around. What do you guys make of this creepy video? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. Over on TikTok, a user named Danny C posted a series of videos to his account showing some seriously eerie activity happening inside his young child's bedroom, seemingly in the middle of the night. The footage, shot on a home security camera, shows Danny walking into his child's room. He sighs as he notices toys scattered across the floor and starts picking them up. But he doesn't get far, because then this happens.
Cardo! This just opened by itself. While I was in there. Did you move Mickey Mouse? Close it, please. Nobody's in there, right? Can you check?
A door inside the child's bedroom swings open on its own for no apparent reason, prompting Danny to immediately call for someone else living in the house to come help. The two men then search the room, but they don't find anything that could explain what just happened. In a second video, the other man is wandering around the child's bedroom. The two of them get into a light argument about something, but it's right in the middle of their conversation that something even stranger happens.
Don't yell like that.
I was putting myself on enough.
Look at me. First of all, don't raise your voice like that. It's inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset. Don't do that.
Out of nowhere, one of the child's toys visibly moves by itself. Amazingly, both the man and the child seem to laugh it off and don't appear too shaken by it. Of course, some might suggest that doors and toys can sometimes move because of airflow, vibrations, or mechanical issues, but the timing and the fact that it happens twice in quick succession definitely raises some eyebrows. If it's a coincidence, it's a very eerie one. So what do you guys think is going on here? Is Danny's child's bedroom haunted by a playful spirit, or is there a more down-to-earth explanation for what we're seeing? Either way, if the activity keeps up, Danny might want to start thinking about finding a new place to live, just to be safe. The following video was uploaded to the High Strangeness subreddit by a user known as 87 Lucas Oliveira, and was filmed on a farm in El Salvador on February 6, 2025. The footage in question shows the property being filmed at night, while a pack of dogs can be seen and heard barking at something in the distance that they clearly aren't too happy with. But what are they barking at? We're about to find out. A bizarre humanoid-looking shadow or transparent apparition can be seen at the back of the property, moving from left to right. As for what exactly this creepy entity is, nobody knows for sure. To this day, this case hasn't been solved. What do you guys think this entity is? Do you think it's something sinister, or do you think this might just be something totally harmless? Let me know in the comments. A Reddit user known as Hard Lethal posted a video to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit a couple of weeks ago, and it's been getting a lot of attention ever since. According to the post, the uploader originally thought this video had been lost, but ended up finding it buried in a message thread with his boss, who was actually the one who filmed it. The footage was taken in an old warehouse, which the uploader says dates back to the 1960s. He adds that while they ran a business out of that location for a while, they constantly experienced strange, unexplained events, this being one of the most chilling. Let's take a look at what he's talking about. If you focus on the video around the 22-second mark, you'll notice something subtle but unsettling. A shadow-like figure moves to the right, then seems to turn back and close the door. It's not the easiest thing to catch on the first viewing, but if you rewind and time it right, you'll definitely see the movement. It's there, and it doesn't look like it's being cast by anything visible in the scene. In the comments, the uploader explains, quote, "A shadow should not even be able to appear in that corner of the room. There was nothing to cast it. We even let the front door open to let the wind blow and see if we could recreate the video, but nothing could explain it." End quote. Some viewers have speculated that it could be a trick of light or even an insect on the camera lens. But if you watch closely, the way the shadow moves and the fact that it seemingly interacts with the door makes those explanations feel less likely. If it was faked, it was done very subtly and convincingly. It's the kind of video that doesn't hit you right away, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that might be the creepiest part. So if you're watching this before bed, well, sweet dreams. Over on Instagram, a user named Palmy Dylan posted a video in mid-June that captures a truly unsettling late-night encounter in the Australian outback. Driving down a deserted road in the dead of night, everything seems quiet until headlights reveal something unexpected in the distance.
This. Seen way too many horror movies for this shit. Oh, you're a psycho, mate.
Standing right in the middle of the road is a lone figure, completely still, facing the approaching car. The uploader slows down, clearly startled by the eerie sight. Instead of reversing or turning back, he decides to keep driving forward, passing the figure slowly. At one point he even rolls down his window to swear at the stranger before speeding off into the night. Thankfully, the figure doesn't appear to react or become violent, but the situation could have escalated very differently. Some commenters suggest the person might not have been a person at all. One theory is that it could have been a mannequin, placed there to make drivers slow down. Remote stretches of road like this are inherently unsettling, isolated, pitch black, and far from help. Encounters like this feel ripped straight out of a horror movie, echoing the kind of moments where something terrifying could happen at any second, even if it doesn't. Here's hoping the uploader never crosses paths with that mysterious figure again. Sometimes a storage unit can be filled with treasures, and sometimes, like in this case, it's filled with pure nightmare fuel. TikTok user NYCdom posted a series of videos in August of this year that show something truly unsettling happening inside her storage facility. In the first clip, we watch as she films the long corridor ahead of her, asking if anyone else can see something down the hall. Look very carefully.
Y'all tell me I don't see that. Oh no. I don't know if it's just a fan like going in and out, but the f is that? Duh. I don't. Maybe I'm bugging. No, I know y'all just see that, right? Oh!
If you look at the far end of the hallway, you can see a strange figure peeking around the left corner, looking back and forth as if it's watching her. A second video posted by NYCdom shows her wandering deeper into the facility, trying to figure out what she saw, and unsurprisingly, things get even creepier.
Shut up. Now you fucking. Hello! Oh, shit!
Between the 119 and 203 mark, you can clearly hear someone or something saying hello several times from somewhere else in the building. The voice doesn't sound panicked or playful, just eerie, distant, and wrong. Some commenters suggested it might simply be an older man who also rents a unit there. And yes, that's possible, but even if it is just a person, there's something profoundly unnerving about someone hiding in the shadows of a storage warehouse, whispering greetings into the darkness. Whether it's a confused tenant, a mimic-like voice, or something much stranger lurking at the end of that hallway, the atmosphere of these videos is chilling. After watching clips like this, I don't think you'll ever look at Storage Wars the same way again. On the Paranormal Encounters subreddit, a user uploaded this video which he says was filmed by his roommate about 5 years ago, when they were living in what he describes as a creepy apartment. At the time, there were 5 people living there, and according to him, every single one had experienced something strange during their stay. In the footage, we watch as the roommate wanders around after hearing a loud noise from the bathroom, something that sounded like it had fallen. When he pulls back the shower curtain, sure enough, a bottle of shampoo is toppled over. He casually picks it up, places it back on the shelf, and is about to leave, but then makes the mistake of swearing at whatever may have caused it to fall.
I just heard something loud as in the bathroom. Sounded like something fell. Oh shit. That was up there. Shit. Oh shit!
Within seconds, something else falls from the wall, startling him so much that he bolts from the room in fear. If the video is real, it's a perfect example of why taunting an alleged spirit is never a great idea. Sometimes they seem all too happy to respond. On the other hand, skeptics could point to the possibility of the bottle and wall item being deliberately staged for comedic timing. Still, the chain of events feels so perfectly timed that even if it was set up, you can't deny it makes for an entertaining and slightly unsettling watch. A TikTok user known as KittyK38 Backup posted a video to their account which shows a piece of home security camera footage seemingly taken in the middle of the day, while the uploader was outside in their garden. It doesn't take long for this seemingly normal video to take a seriously dark and freaky turn.
Hun?
Bud!
A chair with 2 dolls on it can be seen tipping up on the 2 back legs and keeping balance. This also explains why the man showcased in the video is so surprised when he comes back into the room. At first, it almost seems like it's a rocking chair, but upon watching the clip a second time, it becomes clear that the chair is indeed not a rocking chair and should not be able to lift up that way. Sadly, we don't really know anything else about the video, but the footage is still highly unsettling. If you didn't already have a fear of dolls before watching this video, you surely do now. Over on TikTok, a man named Pedro Mayo posted a video to his account that starts off with him saying that he's pretty spooked by something that had just happened to him a few moments before recording the video in question. Pedro says that he was working in the bathroom and all was good at first. He says that his client was kind enough to leave him a cup of coffee in the morning and says that he was about to take it to the kitchen. Before he continues on with his story, he says that he was completely home alone at the time of this incident. He then goes into the garage and says that there is not a lot of dust in there. Let's have a listen to his explanation.
But there's not a lot of dust. And my cutting machine is there. As you see at the bottom, there's nothing besides that. Okay? Now, you can tell by my shoes, the print on my shoes. Okay? That's the one thing. Like you can see over here. That's my step. Okay? All the dust stays on the drop cloth, right? So I walk into the kitchen and I freaking see this.
Basically, what he's saying is that somebody clearly walked inside of this house with dusty shoe prints and is trying to prove that there is no way that his shoes could have left any sort of prints. But when he takes the camera into the kitchen, there's quite a shocking sight to say the least.
Those are not my steps. There's no one home. I don't know what this is. You see that? It has no dust on it. There's no dust. There's no dust. There's no dust on these shoes. So someone walked from the outside and sit over here. It's my guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone stepped outside with no shoes, but you don't see the print of the feet, the footprint. You don't see that. And it's not going back out. It's just like if someone sit over there.
To this day, Pedro is completely stunned by this incident and has no idea whatsoever how this could have happened. Let's just hope that somebody didn't actually wander into this house, and let's also hope that everyone will be safe here. This next piece of footage we'll be having a look at was posted on the UFO subreddit and is one of the most interesting UFO sighting videos that you'll watch in quite some time. The footage was marked by the Department of Defense (DoD) and was taken on January 15th, 2023. Take a look at the video and see for yourself just why this video has been a hot topic online recently. In the video, we watch as what seems like a UFO arrives in view of the camera and seems to spit out a bunch of what appears to be tiny orbs all around the sky. what could possibly going on here? Apparently, according to the uploader, this case has yet to be solved and it's been baffling people on the internet for the past 2 years. However, one commenter believes that they have the answer, saying, quote, "You're looking at an MQ-9 in the first part of this video. The last half is looking at an airplane from far away from an MQ-9 sensor ball. The little squares coming off of it are the software trying to find a place within the image that the sensor can lock onto, called tracks." End quote. So does this really have a boring explanation to it? And if so, why wouldn't the DoD be able to come up with that answer? Something about this seems off. Over on TikTok, a user going by Adventures with D-Baby posted a series of videos that start off as ordinary, but take a seriously eerie turn. In the first clip, she is seen unlocking a door in her home when behind her, the attic entrance suddenly swings open on its own. She hears it creak and turns around quickly, but surprisingly, she doesn't seem too alarmed. In fact, she barely reacts, simply moving on to enter the room like nothing happened. That calm reaction actually makes the situation feel even weirder somehow. In the second and third videos, her landlord comes by to help investigate. Together, they open the attic and take a look inside. They don't find anyone up there at the time, but something about the scene feels off. For one, there are several small holes in the attic boards, holes that the woman claims definitely weren't there before. But more disturbingly, in the final moments of the last video, you can clearly see a blanket and a pillow tucked away in the attic space, as if someone had been sleeping up there. That changes the tone of everything. While paranormal activity is one theory, this might point to something even scarier, the possibility that someone was secretly living in the attic. Naturally, there are mundane explanations for things like attic doors opening, drafts, weak hinges, shifting temperatures, but when you pair that with bedding in the attic and unexplained damage, the situation becomes a lot harder to brush off. This video is only a few months old, so hopefully we'll get an update soon. In the meantime, maybe give your attic a second look, because you never really know who or what might be up there. Imagine you're just driving on a road in the middle of the day. Traffic is normal and you're having a good day, but then out of nowhere, you spot something so incredibly terrifying that you need to quickly pull out your phone to record it, because if you don't, nobody's going to believe you. That's the situation this TikTok user named Isa found themselves in on July 2nd, 2024. In the video, we watch as the driver follows a car directly in front of them on a typical day in the early morning or early evening. However, it doesn't take long at all for us to realize that there's something deeply concerning about the vehicle directly ahead of the TikTok user. Take a look and see for yourself.
Padre cielo que estás en lo nuestro. Ay, Santa María, Madre.
As you can see, some kind of a creepy person or creature with glowing eyes can be seen peeking out from the trunk of the car, while the TikTok user can only record the incident in pure shock and awe. The video ends a couple of seconds later with the uploader making what sounds like a pained crying noise, perhaps scared to the point of tears. Ever since the video's upload, many commenters have expressed their fascination with the video, but sadly, nobody has yet to come up with a concrete explanation for what could have possibly happened here. So what do you guys think? Do you think this TikToker actually managed to capture footage of a creature in the back of somebody's car? Or was this something else entirely? Be sure to let me know in the comments. A Filipino teacher received a motion alarm from the classroom late one night and recorded something creepy as a result. The footage was then posted to TikTok. This is what he captured. At around the 13-second mark of the video, you can make out what appears to be a silhouette of a ghost standing in the doorway creepily. After a few seconds, it mysteriously disappears. A little bit later on, you can see the exact same ghost appear elsewhere in the classroom, and again, it can be seen disappearing into thin air just a few short seconds afterward. It's a highly unsettling and bizarre video, and one that still does not have any concrete explanation given to it. Let's just hope that the teacher is able to get to the bottom of this mystery, so he can return to work in peace, and so that the kids can learn in a safe and ghost-free environment. TikTok user Flat7Ghost was just relaxing at home in the middle of the day when he suddenly heard strange noises coming from somewhere nearby. Naturally, he grabbed his camera and went to investigate. That's when things took a terrifying turn. As he rounds the corner, he spots something truly unsettling. What appears to be a shadowy figure briefly peering at him. His girlfriend, off camera, asks what he saw, and he tries to explain it as he cautiously continues his search. Still, if you rewind the footage and brighten it up, it's hard to deny that something is there, lurking just out of sight. What exactly this thing was, or what it wanted, remains a complete mystery. Some people think it might have been a ghost, while others wonder if it was a shadow person, or even just a very convincing optical illusion. But if this was faked, it's done subtly enough to leave room for doubt. So what do you think is going on here? Paranormal activity, or just a trick of the light? The first video we'll be taking a look at comes to us from the popular Paranormal Encounters subreddit and was posted by a user known as sLeet. The uploader explains that at the time this video was filmed, 8 years ago, they were working as a rehab nurse and they had the night shift. One of the patients sadly passed away and they prepared her body for the family to come visit and the mortuary to take her away. sLeet says that the hall was mostly empty and there was nobody at all near their room. They also explained that it was the middle of the night and so there wouldn't be any TVs being turned on that late. This is why what happened next was so shocking to the uploader. Watch this. As you just saw and heard, some really strange voices are seemingly coming from the phone. In the words of the uploader, quote, "The dead woman's call light turns on. I go down there and shut it off. It was hanging on the wall, nowhere near the body. I go back to my station. The light turns on again. This time, I answer it on the phone just so it will turn off without me having to go down there. That's when the speaker turns on and I hear this in her room. Can anyone make out the words?" End quote. Some people in the comments have pointed out that they could hear the words birthday and daughter, but there isn't much else that people have been able to decipher, sadly. What do you guys make of this highly unsettling video? Do you think there's someone trying to contact this rehab nurse from the dead? And if so, what else are they saying on the phone? Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. A Reddit user named Buddy Price posted a video to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit 10 months ago that has been freaking people out ever since, and for good reason. The video shows the man and his dog staring out of a window, watching the backyard shed for something. Be sure to take a good look behind this shed and see if you notice anything unusual.
Bro, what the f?
A creepy dark silhouette of a human is seen lurking behind the shed for unknown reasons. The uploader explains that the video in question was filmed at his grandma's house and says that the year or two prior to this video being taken was when his grandfather had passed away. Do you think it's possible that the person lurking behind the shed is that of his late grandfather, or is this something else entirely? Hopefully it's just his grandfather coming back to pay a visit from the dead, and not something with sinister intentions. The first video we'll be taking a look at today comes from the Ghost subreddit and was posted by a user known as LowFlyingB. According to the uploader, this footage was filmed by his friend's son. In the post, LowFlyingB provides some unsettling context. The house where his friend and their son live used to be a regional doctor's office dating back to before the Civil War. Given its age and history, it's not too surprising to hear that they've allegedly experienced quite a bit of paranormal activity there. One particular night, the friend's son was recording when he ended up capturing something truly creepy on camera. If you watch carefully, you can see what appear to be two shadow figures moving across the living room and then heading up the stairwell. The movement is subtle but distinct. It doesn't seem to match natural lighting changes or reflections you'd expect in the space. The videos left many viewers unsettled, with several people in the comments saying it gave them goosebumps. Some skeptics have suggested that the figures might be regular shadows caused by someone off camera or even a trick of light from passing cars. But others argue the timing and shape of the figures feel far too deliberate to dismiss so easily. We don't know exactly what was captured here, but one thing's certain. Between the house's history and the eerie footage, it's not hard to believe this location could have more than a few lingering spirits. Reddit user Paranormal Polska recently posted a video to the UFO subreddit that has quickly become one of the most liked in the community's history, sitting at over 27,000 upvotes at the time of writing. The clip shows him wandering around the Malvern Hills in Western England with his dog. The man, Andrew Clifton, is seen throwing a frisbee for his pet when something unexpected appears in the background.
Steady. Steady. Ooh.
As the dog runs after the frisbee, a small but extremely fast-moving object darts through the sky overhead. Neither Andrew nor his dog seem to notice, but the object's movement is unusually sharp and rapid. Even in slow motion, it still covers an impressive distance in a split second. Andrew says he only spotted it while editing the footage later to share on Facebook. Thanks to his iPhone slow motion function, we can see the object approaching from a distance, making an odd turn mid-flight, then straightening out before vanishing beyond the frame. The fact that it still looks incredibly fast, despite being slowed down, makes it even more perplexing, and raises questions about just how quickly it must have been moving in real time. Some believe this could be a genuine UFO sighting, while skeptics point to possibilities like a bird, insect, drone, or fleeting camera artifact. With mysterious metallic orbs and aerial anomalies being reported more often in recent years, this footage adds yet another strange case to the growing list. One that's as intriguing as it is fleeting. The McAllen Horror Nights attraction in Texas is designed to scare customers with a creepy haunted house experience. But in September of this year, the staff ended up getting a scare they definitely didn't sign up for. In the video posted to their official TikTok page, we see an employee working the closing shift late at night. She is calmly tidying up, just going about her business, and everything seems perfectly normal. But when she walks up to a particularly unsettling mannequin, things take a terrifying turn. Did you see that? If you look closely, the mannequin's head snaps and shifts entirely on its own, moving in a quick, unnatural motion. The moment the employee realizes what just happened, she sprints out of the room screaming, and honestly, I'd have done the exact same thing. Even though she works at a haunted house attraction, nothing prepares you for a mannequin suddenly coming to life when you're alone in the building. Now, to be fair, some viewers think this could have been a mechanical prop glitching, since haunted houses do use animatronics. Others believe it might have been set up as a prank or even digitally edited. But the movement doesn't really match typical animatronic behavior, and the employee's reaction feels very genuine. On the other hand, if it wasn't staged or mechanical, then this is hands down one of the most unsettling pieces of haunted house footage I've seen in a long time. Either way, I wouldn't blame her if she marched in the next morning and handed over her 2-week notice immediately. This piece of home security camera footage was filmed on March 7th, 2025 and was posted to the TikTok account of a woman named Brandy Warren. At first glance, everything in the video looks calm, just a regular quiet night in the house. Brandy is likely asleep, given how late it is, and nothing seems out of place. But in just a matter of seconds, this ordinary footage takes a serious turn into nightmare territory. First, you can see a light suddenly turn on in another room, which quickly gets the attention of the family dog. That alone is unsettling, but then things get even stranger. A pale face appears briefly in the doorway, peeking out from behind the edge. Moments later, a small shadowy figure, a shadow person, can be seen standing in the doorway before vanishing completely. Brandy says her husband initially thought their daughter had gotten up and was playing with the lights or wandering around, but she swore that she hadn't moved from bed. When they watched the video back, both were completely terrified, and understandably so. Now, some commenters have suggested this could be a trick of lighting or perhaps even a glitch in the camera, but if it is, it's an especially well-timed one. The synchronized movement of the light, the face, the dog reacting, and the shadow figure's brief appearance all seem too perfectly aligned to dismiss outright. So what exactly was going on here? Who or what was that shadow figure? Was it trying to frighten the family, or was it simply passing through, leaving behind only questions? We'll probably never know the full truth, but whatever it was, it clearly left a lasting impression on the people who experienced it. And now on us too. Imagine you're going out for a drive late at night, perhaps just trying to relax and enjoy yourself, or maybe you're coming home from work and then you see something so unbelievably creepy that you know you have to film it, or else the rest of the world won't believe you. Well, that's exactly what happened to Reddit user Brom10, who posted a highly unsettling video to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit over 2 years ago. In the video, we watch as Brom10 slowly drives his way forward while filming out the side window of the car. At first, it can be a little difficult to see whatever it is that has his attention, but once you see it, it'll chill you to the core. Bizarrely, a group of over 30 people dressed in all black can be seen lingering around this park. Obviously, something incredibly suspicious is going on here, but as for what exactly, nobody knows. It's entirely possible that this is the workings of some kind of mysterious cult. Then again, it could just be a random group of people with no sinister intentions deciding to meet up this way. It's tempting to imagine something sinister going on here, especially when you see over 30 people gathered silently in the dark. However, it's worth considering that it could have been a performance group, a themed gathering, or even a prank designed to scare people passing by. Still, the fact that no one seemed to be actively doing anything, just standing there in the dark, definitely pushes this from strange to borderline terrifying. Whether it was harmless or not, I think most people would agree that this is not something you'd want to stumble across alone at night. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this one. Do you think these people were up to no good, or do you think that there's nothing to worry about here? The first video we're looking at today comes from the Ghost subreddit, posted by username Odiodius. It's been gaining traction ever since. In the video, we see footage from a home surveillance camera recorded around 4:30 PM, sent to the uploader by his friend. While it starts out as a normal clip, it quickly takes a creepy turn. Out of nowhere, the basement door slowly opens by itself. What's interesting is the uploader says his friend has another video of something similar happening, so hopefully he'll post that one soon too. As for this particular clip, it's definitely unsettling. There doesn't appear to be a string, a draft, or any obvious trickery involved. And because it's daytime, the chances of it being staged for spooky effect feel lower than usual. The door opens gradually and with weight, not in the sudden way you'd expect if someone were trying to fake it with fishing line or push-off camera. That natural pacing adds to its eerie authenticity. Skeptics have pointed out that temperature changes or minor shifts in air pressure can cause doors to open slowly like this, especially if they're older or improperly balanced. That said, it's odd that it hasn't happened more often, especially if it's just physics at work. So what do you think's going on here? Paranormal activity or just a really well-timed environmental fluke? Let me know your theories in the comments. A woman named Sarah posted a video to TikTok in July of 2025 that showcases her wandering around this nursing home, which, as you'll see in just a few seconds, may be haunted. As she proceeds to walk down the hallways of the place, you can hear some incredibly strange and unsettling noises coming from somewhere in the building, further adding to the creepiness here.
Otra vez están escuchando muchos ruidos. Oigan, ¿de dónde viene ese ruido? Se escucha como que gritaran, como si hablaran. No es nadie.
A bit later on, Sarah can be seen slowly creeping her way through the building, and it's here in which something can be heard saying something absolutely terrifying.
Creo que es de acá. Oiga. Oiga. Hay veces que se oyen las sillas de ruedas.
If you listen closely, you can make out a voice saying, "I see you." Not even 15 seconds later, Sarah finds herself in the center of even more terror when this happens directly in front of her.
Ay, ¿qué pasa? ¡Ay, no! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Ay, no! Ahora sí mire algo. No puede ser.
A rolling shelf can be seen starting to move all by itself right in front of her. Thankfully, after this happens, Sarah proceeds to leave the building immediately instead of continuing on with her investigation. The combination of multiple phenomena, disembodied voices, unexplained movement, and the unsettling atmosphere of an abandoned nursing home makes this video stand out. Skeptics have speculated about potential explanations, like drafts moving the shelf, or distant echoes mistaken for a voice. Others, however, point to the specificity of the phrase "I see you" as being too deliberate to dismiss as random noise. Whether this was an elaborate setup, a strange acoustic trick, or genuine paranormal activity, one thing is certain: this nursing home has an energy that most of us would rather not encounter in person. The first entry for today comes to us from the TikTok account Hats Off to the Energy, who says her sister is fixing up an old cabin located somewhere in Oregon, but she keeps getting interrupted by her dog, who seems really freaked out by something. On top of that, her toddler apparently keeps talking to someone who isn't even there. In the clip here, we watch as the uploader films the outside of the cabin, when all of a sudden, something genuinely eerie happens.
There's something moving in the door. The thing is, that door in there is really stiff. Like all of them are. So there's nothing hanging there. Fuck is that? It's creepy. It's gotta be something. I don't know what. What the f? It just. What the f? Holy f.
If you look at the top balcony, you can see some sort of creepy entity peering down at the uploader before it slowly creeps its way back inside the cabin, while the uploader watches in complete shock and awe. Many people in the comments speculated that the figure might just be a curtain blowing in the wind. However, in a second video, the uploader revisits the spot and seems to debunk that theory by showing there are no curtains hanging in that area at all, making the original clip even more unsettling. Later, she walks us through the inside of the cabin and explains that a couple used to live there decades ago. The husband eventually passed away, and it looks like all of their belongings were left behind. The place feels frozen in time. If the figure wasn't just a coincidence or trick of the eye, then something unexplainable may really be going on. Whether it's the lingering energy of the previous residents or something else entirely, the vibe of this place definitely leans toward the haunted. Let me know what you think in the comments. A man named Tristan posted a video to his TikTok account in October 2025, and it shows him sitting quietly in his bedroom inside his apartment, almost like he's trying to be as still as possible. Thankfully, it doesn't take long to see why. Right from the start, keep your eyes on both doors. One slowly starts opening all by itself. Tristan shifts slightly and things get even weirder. The hallway door opens further, and at the same time, Tristan's bedroom door closes a little more, like something's moving through the space and reacting to him. In the description, Tristan says he stopped posting for months because he hoped it would calm things down, but it didn't. He claims moments like this happen from time to time, sometimes several days in a row. He also says it's nothing aggressive, but it's still disturbing and heavy over time. Realistically, the simplest explanation is just structural stuff: a draft, shifting air pressure, or doors that don't fully latch. But what makes this clip unsettling is the timing. The second Tristan moves, it's almost like the apartment moves back. Two different doors respond in the same moment, and it gives the impression that something's aware of him being there. So what do you think? Just a weird flowy apartment with doors that never sit right? Or something unseen making quiet little moves to remind Tristan he's not alone? Let me know your theories in the comments. TikTok user Paranormal with Liv posted a chilling series of videos that have been raising eyebrows across the platform. The first video, uploaded in May of 2025, shows Liv lying in bed just trying to relax for the evening. But things take a disturbing turn when she hears scratching noises coming from the room across the hall. And then this happens. At first, it's just quiet scratching, but then the string lights in her room are suddenly yanked down by what appears to be an invisible force. It's an intense escalation, and you can tell from Liv's reaction that she's absolutely terrified. Honestly, if that happened to me, I'd probably react the same way. In a second clip, Liv and her boyfriend return home after a DoorDash run, only to see something unsettling as they pull into their parking spot. Looking up at their window, they spot what looks like a dark, hooded figure staring out at them, and just as quickly as it appeared, the figure vanishes from view. By the third video, both Liv and her boyfriend are visibly shaken and hesitant to even walk into their own home. But when they finally do, they're greeted by something downright bizarre.
Don't mind our house, but the blanket is on the floor. If you guys saw my last video, it was hung up right there. What the?
The tack in a pile. Like I could see them like just falling off the wall, but like I had.
How are they like all in a pile like that? What?
A blanket is seen lying on the floor, and on top of it is a neat pile of tacks. No clear explanation, no apparent disturbance, just another strange and unsettling development. Some viewers have wondered if this could be a clever hoax or a series of staged events, but nothing about Liv's reactions or the way the clips play out feels overly dramatized. If anything, the rawness of the footage makes it feel even more believable. Whether this is a haunting, a prank, or something else entirely, this series definitely taps into something primal, our fear of being watched, and of our own homes becoming unfamiliar. Let me know what you think. Is this real paranormal activity, or just a very well executed setup? All parents want nothing but the best for their child, and they'll do whatever it takes to put their kids first. So how would you feel if you started noticing truly disturbing stuff happening inside your child's room? TikTok user Chaos with Misty posted a video where she explains she's been recording her baby monitor anytime it detects sound or motion. She says she's doing it so she can show her husband since he's on the road and she wants him to see what's been going on. Then she shows the monitor footage that scared her so badly she says she ran upstairs as fast as humanly possible.
Watch this video and tell me what you see. I literally ran up there so fast. There's nothing in her room. I brought her downstairs. This motion and sound detectors are still going on. I'm freaking out right now.
You can see a dark figure moving inside the room. It's quick, it's shadowy, and it's the last thing you'd want to see on a baby monitor in the middle of the night. What exactly it is, nobody knows. And that's the worst part, because your mind immediately jumps to the most horrifying possibility. A second video was posted later, this time with Misty showing the room more directly. Everything looks normal at first, and then this happens.
We have her rocking chair, her changing station, her closet with all of the stuff that we still need to put up. This is where I have everything that was gifted. I know a lot of y'all were saying check stuff that came from a thrift store or that wasn't yours because it might be causing it. I will show you guys up here. There's nothing suspicious. There's no hair from like a rat or something that could have came in this mortar. These are still tucked in on the sides. They're still tight from, somebody was trying to be underneath the blankets. I don't think that's plausible, so I don't know. I have no idea what could be causing it. Oh my god, it's rocking.
At around the 1 minute and 30 second mark, a rocking chair begins rocking back and forth all by itself. Misty yells out in shock and the video ends right after. Could this be a hoax? It's possible, especially with baby monitor footage, where low quality and night vision can make shapes look stranger than they are. But if this is real, it has that classic haunting pattern. A figure on the monitor, then physical movement in the room after. Hopefully whatever's in that house is harmless, because if I saw a dark figure moving near my child's room and then watched the rocking chair start rocking on its own, I don't think I'd sleep another night in peace. So what do you think? A staged scare for TikTok or something genuinely sharing that space with Misty and her daughter? This next video we'll be taking a look at was uploaded to the video sharing platform Dailymotion back in December of 2015 and showcases something absolutely terrifying in broad daylight. We watch as the videographer films a skyscraper in the city on a cold and dreary looking day. But aside from the unsettling atmosphere of the video, for the first few seconds, nothing appears to be out of the ordinary. However, a couple of seconds later, the uploader proceeds to zoom in to an area right next to the skyscraper, and it's here in which this seemingly normal video gets flipped right on its head. Seen floating right next to the building is what appears to be a gigantic pyramid-shaped UFO. It proceeds to slowly move its way around the building for a couple of seconds before the video ends shortly thereafter, without any further explanation as to what we just saw. Of course, it's entirely possible that this might not be a UFO, and perhaps it was just a super weird looking kite or something. But then again, with the world being as mysterious and strange as it is, anything is possible. This TikTok video posted by Taylor Wachacha is guaranteed to give you nightmares tonight. Taylor's girlfriend told him that her house is haunted. Living alone, she frequently hears footsteps coming from upstairs. However, Taylor isn't quite sure he believes her, telling her that the noises are most likely just the result of old creaking floorboards. However, one night, while his girlfriend is still at work, Taylor finds himself alone in her house. It's this night in which he records something on his phone that he did not expect, to say the least. Let's have a look.
My front camera is smashed, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it until now. I always say it's not haunted because the house is a little old. But it legit sounds like there's somebody upstairs. I will swing on a ghost, or if it's a person, I don't care. Who's up there? Oh my God, they're like at the top of the stairs. Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
Out of nowhere, loud footsteps can be heard coming down the stairs rapidly, but as you can see, nobody is there. When these noises can be heard, Taylor immediately tries to punch the spirit, but is unable to do any damage. Understandably. But it is amazing to see just how completely brave he was while staring in the face of a spirit. It's safe to say that after this night, Taylor is most likely no longer a skeptic, if this video is of course real. But let's just hope that he and his girlfriend will not have to deal with spirits any longer and find a way to obtain peace. This next video that comes to us from a TikTok user named Jose Martinez initially starts off rather wholesome as we watch a young boy dressed up as a pirate for Halloween with his candy bucket, standing in line at a convenience store, likely hoping to get some candy from the cashier. It's a cute scenario, but unfortunately, things take a weird turn in just a matter of seconds. After the kids ahead of the little boy about to leave, he makes his way forward to the front of the line when out of nowhere, this happens. As the boy excitedly runs up to the cashier, some sort of invisible being seemingly pushes the young boy backwards, sending him flying to the floor, which causes him to cry instantly. Thankfully, the boy is then able to get back up on his feet after a few seconds and proceeds to get his candy from the cashier. But the question still remains, who or what pushed this cute little kid to the floor, and for what reason? Is it possible that some angry Halloween spirit was out for vengeance that night? Or is there something else at play here? Did the boy simply fall by himself? I'm curious to hear what you guys make of this strange clip. A woman named Salsa Ann posted a video to her TikTok account on March 28, 2022, in which she explains that she's been noticing some strange noises in her house, despite the fact that she's home alone with her dog. Salsa then takes us with her as she explores different areas in her house, just to make sure there isn't any sort of intruder in there with her. As it turns out, there was an intruder in Salsa's house. The only thing is that it isn't a human intruder.
Okay, so I have been trying to catch this on video for at least 2 weeks now. I have been seeing things move. Everybody thinks I'm nuts. I know what I saw. There's nobody here. My doggy. Okay. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Okay. Oh my god, I told you. Okay.
Suddenly, a drawer can be seen opening all by itself, causing Salsa to emit a terrified gasp of terror as she realizes the gravity of this situation. She backs away, scared for her life, as she continues to film the strange drawer. Salsa then continues to film the drawer for a while, until this happened just a little bit later.
Oh my god! I'm not crazy.
Salsa has yet to make an update on this video, so we can only hope that means her life is back to normal now. Let's just hope that this strange spirit doesn't intrude upon her in the future. A Marine shared a personal account on Reddit involving a UFO experience. He describes how his grandfather, a minister, once recounted a frightening encounter where bright light enveloped his vehicle, causing the radio to malfunction, and a flame-emitting object hovered above. Fear of public ridicule kept the incident secret. The Marine later confirmed the story with his grandfather's friend Jay, who was also deeply disturbed. This disclosure was prompted by the Marine's own unexplained experience at age 16, which led him to study UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. While working security at a music festival, the Marine met another Marine, T, and they bonded over shared interests, including UAP discussions. T shared footage from a high-altitude jump where white orbs zipped by below him, causing panic. The object was not a part of the plane, a reserve parachute, or anything explainable given the altitude. Another jumper recorded the event on a GoPro confirming this sighting. Let's take a look at the footage before it gets removed. It's undeniable just how truly interesting the footage is, with a lot of people in the comments sharing just how incredible the video is. In a world full of tons of skeptics, there really aren't a lot of them in the comment section here. It's also worth mentioning that someone in the comments found out that the footage was taken over Laurinburg, North Carolina. Let's just hope that the more time that passes, the more information we will have regarding this highly fascinating piece of footage. Reddit user Uppers Downers posted a video to the Paranormal Video subreddit about 3 years ago, showcasing footage captured by a home security camera positioned near their front driveway in the middle of the night. At first, the footage shows nothing unusual, just a quiet, uneventful night on the uploader street. But things quickly take a turn for the weird. We see the uploader's cat, Gus, walk into frame, and it's here where things get really bizarre. Out of nowhere, Gus can be seen scaling the side of a nearby house in a matter of seconds, and the way he does it doesn't quite look natural. It's not just fast, it's unnervingly fast, almost as if the footage is glitched or manipulated. And if you take a closer look at the trees just off to the side, you might notice something even stranger. There appears to be something up there, possibly a figure or shape, that briefly flickers and disappears from view. The uploader admits that after seeing the footage, they were left feeling creeped out by their own cat, and were hoping someone could offer a logical explanation. But as far as the thread goes, no clear answer was ever found. Some people in the comments joked about Gus being possessed or a shapeshifter. Others suggested it might be a glitch in the camera's motion or exposure settings. But even if that's the case, the video still has a surreal, unsettling vibe to it that's hard to shake. So was this just a cat doing cat things in a weirdly timed sequence, or did something else mess with the footage, or with Gus himself? We may never know, but here's hoping the uploader and Gus made peace, and that the little guy is just a bit odd, not otherworldly. Starting off today's video, we'll be taking a look at 2 videos that were posted on TikTok in March of 2025 by a woman named Emily Dell. In the video, Emily explains that she was hearing weird noises at her door and she wanted to see if she could capture them on camera. And sure enough, she did capture something very strange. At first, it's hard to make out what's happening beyond the door, but as Emily moves closer, the sounds become a lot clearer. It almost sounds like some sort of strange, static or crackling noise is coming from behind the door, as well as someone's voice. Emily says that she initially thought that it was an animal, but she eventually realized that that was not the case. In a second video that Emily uploaded later on, she takes us through a house and shows us that you can't see anyone outside the door, adding even more creepy fuel to the fire.
And this is why I can't call the cops, because when I go to look, there's no one there. I know it's hard to see, but I'm not opening the door. There's like no one out there, and like This is a window. There's no people, but this is a window, and you can really see out there. It's hard to see out. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
So what do you think is going on here? Some people think it could be the work of a mimic, a type of paranormal entity said to copy human voices in order to lure people out. Others have suggested a skinwalker, a creature from Navajo folklore, known for shapeshifting and imitating voices to deceive or frighten. Now, how plausible are those theories? Well, it really depends on what you believe. Mimics are more of a modern internet urban legend with little historical background, but they've become popular in creepy story circles because of how eerily real they feel. Skinwalkers, on the other hand, come from actual Native American folklore, but their stories are deeply tied to specific cultural and spiritual beliefs. So while it's unlikely that what Emily caught on camera is literally a skinwalker, the behavior, strange noises, imitation of voices, something unseen outside, definitely lines up with how these entities are described. Whatever the case, it's creepy, and Emily clearly experienced something that left her unsettled. Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear your take. Reddit user Wrestling is Real posted a video to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit that's been gaining a lot of traction lately, and after watching it, it's easy to see why. According to the uploader, he was simply out for a walk in Scotland when he passed by an old abandoned building. He says he started hearing strange banging noises coming from around the property, and naturally, curiosity got the best of him, so he decided to investigate. Here's what he captured.
It is a ghost.
It's just a wind.
Mate. Must be a ghost.
No, it's a wind.
No, it's a ghost.
Let's go. It's a fucking ghost.
There's nothing else there.
Something definitely feels off. The way the board flaps open and closed has a jerky, almost unnatural movement to it. And just as things seem to calm down, there's another noise, and then the motion suddenly stops, as if whatever was causing it decided to go still. The uploader also notes that no one else was around when the video was filmed, and while some might point to the wind as the cause, he raises a good question. If it really was the wind, why did it stop the moment that second noise occurred? While there's always the chance this was caused by airflow, pressure changes, or an unstable structure reacting to the environment, there's no denying that the timing, the movement, and the setting all combine to make this feel seriously creepy. Honestly, this is one of the most bizarre and unsettling clips I've come across in a while, and I might just think twice about exploring abandoned buildings in Scotland anytime soon. What do you think? Just an old board and some wind? Or something more? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Over on the Ghost subreddit, a user known as Lucrine shared a video that was sent to him by his co-worker, who gave him permission to post it for the rest of the internet to see. In the clip, we watch some late night security camera footage that shows a huge, heavy gate. According to the uploader, his co-worker said the gate is so heavy it has to be forced open, and even then, it's a struggle to do so on a normal day. That's what makes this next part so bizarre. As you can see, the heavy gate opens all by itself and the nearby cat immediately darts off in fear. They always say animals can sense things we can't, so maybe this cat picked up on something we didn't and bolted before anything worse could happen. While we can't rule out the possibility of some sort of mechanical malfunction or even a sudden strong gust of wind, the way the gate moves, combined with the terrified reaction of the cat, makes that explanation feel a little unsatisfying, especially considering how much force it normally takes to open the gate. It's also worth noting that this happened in the dead of night, with no visible people around. If this was just a fluke, it was an incredibly well-timed one. Otherwise, we might be looking at a brief but chilling glimpse into something far more mysterious. So what do you think? Coincidence, mechanical issue, or something else entirely? This next video that was posted to Reddit has been garnering a ton of talk among people, and it's not hard to see why. The video in question is blurry drone footage filmed in a forest in an undisclosed location. At first, the video appears relatively normal, but things take a considerably stranger turn in just a matter of seconds. Suddenly, a tall and lanky creature can be seen bounding its way through the forest, almost like it knows it's being filmed by a drone high up above, and it's trying to avoid being seen. Of course, naturally, lots of people believe that this footage showcases none other than Bigfoot himself, which definitely seems to be a possibility, but others are not so convinced. In fact, a large number of people, including the person that uploaded this to the Bigfoot subreddit, believe that it could be the result of AI. The uploader explains that he believes the lack of ground disturbance under the entity seems a bit off to him. But he says that the movements of the creature also seem too deliberate and intelligent to be the result of a run-of-the-mill AI creator. So what do you guys think? Do you believe that this footage is legitimate video proof of Bigfoot's existence, or is this just the result of a highly skilled and professional AI software? On July 1st, 2025, TikTok user Emma Lee posted a chilling video from her night shift delivering food for DoorDash. Delivery work can sometimes come with strange encounters, but nothing quite like what she experienced this night. In the footage, Emma Lee approaches the customer's apartment door. As she gets close, the door creaks open on its own, with nobody visible behind it. She calls out, letting them know she has their order, when a voice from inside urges her to come in.
Hello? Hello? I have your DoorDash order.
Can you put it on the stool, please?
I'm not really supposed to come into houses.
It's just inside the door.
It doesn't really matter how far it is. I'm not supposed to.
Please? It would make it easier for me.
It's just kind of... Can't you just come to the door? It's just kind of a safety hazard for me to come in the house.
No, I can't come to the door. Can you put it on the stool? It's easy. It's just inside.
I'll just leave it here. I'm not allowed to come inside, and I will not come inside.
Come on, it's not hard.
Yeah, no.
Emma Lee firmly refuses, explaining she isn't allowed to enter customers' homes. The unseen person continues to insist, even swearing at her as she sets the food down and leaves. Viewers quickly zeroed in on two unsettling details. First, several pointed out that the voice inside sounds eerily similar to Emily's own, leading to speculation about a possible mimic, a creature in folklore said to copy voices to lure people closer. Second, others questioned why she was already recording before reaching the door, which Emily later explained was simply for safety, something many delivery drivers do. Of course, skeptics have their theories too. Some believe it could have simply been a person trying to trick her into coming inside, while others wonder if the video was staged or edited as a hoax. Regardless, the combination of the open door, strange voice, and aggressive insistence makes the footage deeply unsettling.
Come on, it's not hard.
Yeah, no.
In February of 2025, TikTok user Ginger and the Foxes posted a video of herself walking around a dinosaur museum at an undisclosed location. At first, everything seems normal as she casually explores the place. She eventually stops in front of a large pterosaur model and remarks how scary it looks. But just as she's filming, something happens that's easy to miss if you're not paying attention.
Well, that's a little disconcerting. That thing is huge. Imagine trying to run away from that. No thanks, Jurassic Park. Gee.
If you watch closely, you can spot a moment where it looks like the pterosaur's head moves, just slightly, but enough to catch the eye if you're really looking for it. It's a blink and you'll miss it kind of moment, but if the clip is legit, it raises some weird possibilities. Could something paranormal have briefly taken control of this dinosaur statue? Sure, it might have been a trick of the light, or even subtle camera movement, but if not, then even museums might not be safe from eerie forces. On TikTok, a man who goes by the name Italiano Mexicano shared a pair of videos that quickly had people talking. He runs a contractor business and often films himself during jobs, but this day was anything but ordinary. According to him, he had the only keys to the unit he was working in, which should have guaranteed he was completely alone. To make things even more unsettling, he explains that a young girl once passed away inside this very unit.
Okay, so I got my own little contractor business. I got the only keys to this unit. And the little girl died in this unit. And look at footprints, baby footprints by my manly boots. This is a window they threw her out of when she passed away. Whatever, they rescued her. Okay, so my last video wasn't too long, so I didn't press a 10-minute icon bit. But the girl that happened to pass away in this unit was 3 years old. Look at what the fuck I see on the ground. Those are not an adult-sized footprint. One into the wall. This is where her bed was at, right here. I talked to the owner, I video called him and everything. And I've been here and little kids laughing. I just thought it was coming from outside, but it's like I felt something go like this in my ear. And yeah, I hear all the activity coming from that closet and right here, but this really baffled me.
When he pans the camera across the floor, we can clearly see small footprints scattered throughout the dust. They don't lead to a door or hallway, they lead straight to a window. And not just any window. This is reportedly the very spot where the girl tragically lost her life. The prints are undeniably child-sized, which makes the story all the more chilling. Still, skeptics might argue there are other explanations. Leftover impressions from a previous worker's child, smudges caused by boots with a similar tread, or even an intentional setup to stir up a viral ghost story. Whether real or staged, the way the footprints end at the window is deeply eerie, especially given the tragic backstory. So what do you think? Evidence of a ghost child retracing her final steps, or just an unsettling coincidence? In this next video, TikTok user Adam Tristan films what seems like a quiet moment in his bedroom, until you notice something deeply unsettling. Take a close look.
No mames. Ya lo vi, jefe. Parte ahí por la... ¿Será que me acerco?
Sí.
Ni se ve.
You can see a pale, human-like face peeking out from the small closet in the corner of the room. A few moments later, the closet door with a mirror on it creaks open by itself. There's no extra context given, which makes it all the more mysterious. Is it someone hiding in there, a clever prank, or something paranormal? It's worth noting that lighting, reflections, or even staged setups could explain something like this. But if it's not a setup, the way the face stays perfectly still and the door moves on its own makes this feel genuinely creepy. I don't know about you, but if that happened to me, I'd probably be checking into a hotel for the night. Over on the Moon subreddit, Reddit user VampireSock13 shared a mysterious piece of footage that's left a lot of people scratching their heads. According to the uploader, the video was captured on the night of April 29th, 2025 at around 10:30 PM Pacific Time in Northern California. They explained that while sitting outside reading, they noticed what initially looked like an airplane light, but the longer they stared, the stranger things got. Quote, "What I saw was the crescent of the moon forming from a small point of light into a full crescent. As I continued to watch, the crescent dissipated to nothing. I called my son outside to see what I was seeing, and he was as perplexed as I was." End quote. Let's take a look at the footage and see if you can spot what they did.
I know. I have no clue what that... Because the sun has been set for a couple hours. No, that's not what a lunar eclipse looks like. Oh, what's in front of it now?
No, it's got 2 dots on it now.
It's got... What the is going on?
It's starting to cover it.
What is that? What the There's not a cloud in the sky. I can't explain. I've never seen anything like this.
It's at the top now.
Yep. And now whatever the it's gone. It's just a little star there now. Now it's gone.
The uploader continues by explaining that the moon appeared and disappeared a total of 7 times and then vanished for good. Even though it hadn't yet reached its official set time, the moon didn't return. They stayed outside, waiting for it to reappear, but it never did. Quote, "There were no clouds in the sky to obstruct the moon, and there were no fires that might create smoke." End quote. They even posted a separate video of the area during the day to give viewers a better idea of the environment in which this happened. As of now, no one has been able to definitively explain what was captured in this video. Was it a camera issue, an obscure atmospheric phenomenon, or something truly unusual passing between us and the moon? Whatever the case, it's an unsettling mystery, and until we get an answer, it'll likely keep viewers wondering what exactly happened in that quiet, Northern California sky. TikTok user FreshGuyM1 posted a video that might just keep you awake at night. The footage was filmed in September of 2025 in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and shows the uploader peering out his window one evening. Across the street, something strange seems to be happening inside a nearby house.
Yo, could you see that in the window?
Through the window, a figure dressed entirely in black can be seen moving around as another person appears to be lying on the floor. The uploader speculates that the black-clad figure could either be the Grim Reaper or some kind of satanic presence. To make matters worse, the entire time, Loud, pained screams echo from inside the house, creating an incredibly unsettling atmosphere. The comments on the video are sharply divided. Some viewers suggest a far more grounded explanation, perhaps someone with special needs experiencing a meltdown while their family tried to help. Others question why the uploader didn't call 911 if they were genuinely concerned, rather than filming from afar. Whether this was an unfortunate real-life incident misinterpreted through a lens of fear, or something genuinely bizarre unfolding across the street, it's undeniably chilling footage. The black-clad figure's still looming presence against those screams gives the scene a nightmarish, almost ritualistic quality, like something pulled straight out of a horror film. So what do you think? A tragic misunderstanding, or something far more sinister lurking behind that window? A guy on TikTok known as Italiano Mexicano posted a video in September 2025 where he says he's working inside a house he genuinely believes is haunted. He explains his client went into town, meaning he should be completely alone. It doesn't take long for him and us to realize he isn't.
He's here alone, but he has a lot of these artifacts here. I don't think I have an attachment or anything. But, yeah. Oh, well, what the hell? This is what I'm talking about. You guys heard that.
Out of nowhere, a loud noise comes from somewhere nearby, startling him. He heads downstairs to investigate, but once he's down there, he hears a sound upstairs that bothers him so much, he immediately sprints back up to see what's going on.
This is my client's house. Oh, I swear. Oh my God. Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. This shit is shaking. There's nobody else in the house with me. I swear. This is where I heard those footsteps at. Oh, what the? Oh, it's coming from here. Oh, there's a little. Oh my goodness.
When he gets back upstairs, he finds the chandelier dangling all by itself. Then he hears another sound coming from the cupboard right behind him, and just to make the whole scene worse, there's a creepy doll sitting on the shelf right there, watching over everything. At this point, it already feels like the house is playing with him, but then it ramps up again.
Maybe some of these objects are haunted. What the f? Yo, this is moving and this is moving. Why isn't this one moving? I'm used to this shit already. You know what I mean? Like, if don't follow me home. Can you stop this? Stop it right now. Stop. It's going even faster now. Look at this shit. This one's perfectly. There's no wind. There's no wind at all. Look at the trees outside.
Two more lamps are seen hanging and swaying on their own, while the last lamp stays completely still. That contrast is what makes it so unsettling, because it doesn't look like the whole room is shaking, it looks targeted. As for what happened after he stopped recording, nobody knows. But if I were him, I'd be telling the client I can't come back, at least not without bringing someone with me. Over on TikTok, a man named Daniel Del Mundo posted a video where he explains he works at a hospital during the graveyard shift. Most nights are normal for him, except this one. Daniel says he was in the middle of a routine task, delivering medication in the unit, when he started getting the unmistakable feeling he wasn't as alone as he thought.
This door keeps on opening and closing. Like, There's nobody here. I'm not doing the sensor. But it keeps on opening and closing. And I'm alone. I'm alone.
In the video, Daniel points the camera toward a set of hospital doors with motion sensors. These doors are supposed to trigger when someone's there, yet the hallway looks completely empty. Still, the doors keep opening and closing over and over, like something invisible is pacing back and forth just out of sight. And honestly, if you've ever been alone in a hospital at night, you already know how creepy this is. It's sterile, quiet, and every sound feels amplified, so watching the doors react like that would send anyone's nerves through the roof. Of course, there's a real-world explanation that needs to be considered first. Faulty sensors, weird reflections, a temperature change, airflow, or even something small moving near the detector that the camera isn't catching. Hospitals rely on these systems constantly, so if one sensor is acting up, it could easily create this exact kind of looping open-close behavior. But if the sensors check out and nothing's interfering with them, then Daniel might have had a paranormal visitor keeping him company on shift. Something triggering the doors the same way a person would, without ever showing itself on camera. So what do you think? Glitchy hospital sensors or something unseen setting them off on purpose? Let me know your theories in the comments. For those who are unaware, between October 4th and 10th of this year, a Category 2 storm known as Hurricane Priscilla tore through southwest Mexico. Sadly, it brought heavy damage to several regions, but according to one witness, it may have also brought something otherworldly with it. This clip comes from Reddit user Cass Green, who shared the footage on UAPs. They filmed it late at night in Cabo San Lucas, Baja California Sur, as the hurricane raged outside. In the distance, amid sheets of rain and flashes of lightning, several strange lights can be seen moving across the sky. Dozens of glowing orbs flicker and drift through the storm clouds, appearing and disappearing in rhythmic patterns. Some shoot upward, others hover in place, and a few seem to move in formation. Cass believes they were witnessing genuine UAPs, and interestingly, she claims to have seen something almost identical back in 2017 during a hurricane in Puerto Los Cabos, describing them as fireflies in the sky. The way these lights move is especially strange. They don't behave like aircraft, drones, or reflections. Despite the intense winds, their motion looks smooth and controlled, as if they're gliding through the storm on purpose. While some might speculate electrical discharges, debris reflections, or transformer explosions, the sheer number of coordinated lights makes this footage particularly hard to dismiss. If the video is authentic, it could be one of the most compelling mass UAP sightings ever caught during a hurricane. Multiple unidentified objects calmly navigating a sky when nothing else could. On January 25th, 2017, a young girl named Emma Oakley posted a video to her YouTube account that showcases her and her brother doing some dares on camera. At first, it plays out like a normal video of two siblings just trying to mess around and have some fun. But as I'm sure you can expect, this simple video quickly turns into something much creepier. Throughout the video, Emma and her brother are shown goofing around and playing with each other. It's all fun and games until this happens.
Ouch!
Suddenly, a bizarre demonic voice can be heard coming through Emma's computer, startling both her and her brother, who can only sit there in shock, not sure of what's going on or what to do. The video then ends a few seconds later, leaving us all to wonder what exactly was going on and what the creepy voice was doing on her computer. It's also hard to understand what the voice was saying, but it probably wasn't anything good. Emma did post further videos on her channel down the road, but she never posted any kind of direct update to this video. Someone on Reddit thinks that someone may have hacked into Emma's webcam, and that's where the voice came from. If this is true, it's utterly terrifying to think that there are people out there who are hacking into young kids' webcams just to scare them, or who knows what else. This video may be good evidence as to why parents should monitor their kids and their technology more closely. Over on TikTok, a woman named Stephanie McKee posted a highly unsettling video showing something legitimately terrifying happening right outside her house in the middle of the night. In the video, we see footage from an outdoor home surveillance camera that, at first, appears to capture nothing but a calm, uneventful night. But after just a few seconds, it becomes clear that something very strange is going on. A bizarre ghost-like figure can be seen wandering across the frame before vanishing into the night, never to be seen again. Stephanie says her whole family was creeped out when they watched the footage, and honestly it's not hard to understand why. She also mentions that when they moved into the house, which they are renting, they found crystals placed above every single entrance. Her family decided to leave them there, and after seeing this video, she now believes that might have been a wise decision. As for what's really going on in this clip, it's undeniably creepy. The figure appears semi-transparent and moves with an oddly floaty motion, vanishing from view in a way that feels unnatural. Many viewers believe it could be something paranormal, like a ghost or spirit making itself known. Skeptics, however, have suggested a few alternate possibilities. One theory is that it could be a real person walking by, maybe a neighbor or passerby, and that the camera's low resolution and lighting distortion simply make them appear ghostly. The eerie glow and motion blur common to night vision cameras can definitely turn an ordinary person into something much more mysterious. Others propose camera glitches, lens flares, or even small insects caught near the lens. But none of these quite explain the shape, gait, or how the figure fades into the night. If this was faked using CGI, it's worth noting that the illusion is impressively realistic and blends well with the video's quality. Nothing about it immediately screams edited. So what do you think? A spirit caught on camera, or just someone caught at the right place and time, distorted by the technology? Let me know your theories below. Imagine it's late at night and you're driving down the highway with only a few streetlights to guide your way. Most of us have been there, and we probably all agree, it's unsettling. Visibility can be poor, and one wrong move could lead to something terrible. That's why the following video, posted to TikTok by a user named Jose Fierro, is so chilling. It proves that literally anything can happen while driving in the dark. The first video shows Jose cruising along like normal when something terrifying happens. Out of nowhere, a man, or possibly a ghostly apparition, appears directly in his path. Jose reacts just in time and swerves to avoid hitting it. Luckily, he escapes unharmed. Then, in a second video posted on a different day, Jose drives down the exact same road late at night, and once again, this happens. A figure that looks nearly identical to the one in the first video appears in the same spot. Whether it's a prank, a repeat encounter with the same person, or something more supernatural, it's undeniably eerie. Of course, some viewers have pointed out that it could just be a man standing on the road, maybe even someone trying to scare drivers. But if it is a real person, why would they appear in the same place on different nights, risking their life? That's the part that leaves us questioning what's really going on here. Whatever your theory, keep these clips in mind the next time you're driving down a dark and lonely road. Imagine settling into your couch with a big bowl of popcorn, ready to enjoy a movie. It's a familiar scene, one we've all experienced countless times. But have you ever been watching a film when out of nowhere you think you've spotted something unexpected? Something that looks like a real UFO appearing on screen. That's the situation Reddit user Ocean Swim found himself in one day in late 2024. He was sitting down and watching a 1954 movie called Niagara, directed by Henry Hathaway. Pay close attention to this scene in question. Did you see it? If you look just carefully enough, you should be able to make out what appears to be a UFO in the left bottom shot with the helicopter. It's truly remarkable and head-scratching stuff. Ocean Swim says that the movie has absolutely nothing to do with UFOs or aliens, meaning that it was most likely not put in the movie by the filmmakers. So what in the world is going on here? Do you guys think this old movie actually ended up showcasing footage of a legitimate UFO? And if this isn't a UFO, what do you guys think it could be? Be sure to let me know your theories in the comments below. In May of 2025, a woman named Melody Rose posted a TikTok explaining that she just received a bouquet of flowers that mysteriously showed up at her house. No note, no sender, no explanation. But while she's casually telling the story, something seriously eerie unfolds in the background.
And I got these flowers. Boom. They're dying. I know, that's not weird because it's me, okay? They die. No note.
If you look closely at the 15-second mark, a terrifying face appears in the upper left corner of the door frame. It's subtle, but once you see it, it's impossible to ignore. After viewers pointed it out, Melody uploaded an update video where she brightened the footage to get a clearer look. And yeah, it only makes things creepier.
This is what I found.
She says her stomach dropped the moment she saw the face clearly, and honestly, can you blame her? It looks like something straight out of a horror movie. And about those mysterious flowers, could it be that this spirit had something to do with the delivery? Maybe it's just a weird coincidence, or maybe it was leaving a calling card. Of course, it's always possible that this was a clever hoax pulled off with some subtle video editing, but if not, this might be one of the most unsettling accidental captures on TikTok in a while. What do you guys think? Harmless spirit, elaborate prank, or something far more disturbing? Imagine you're simply out shopping for clothes at a local store when out of nowhere, your normal day turns into something straight out of a horror story. This video posted to TikTok in July of 2025 by user xxdonriversxx was reportedly filmed on a security camera inside an Old Navy store where the uploader worked. While monitoring the feed, he noticed a man apparently stealing from the men's section, but that turned out to be the least disturbing part of the footage.
Look right here. Look right here. Right here. Look. Look, watch. What is that? What is that? And it's just gone. It's there, and now it's not. It's there, and now it's not, bro. What is that?
If you look closely, you can see a small figure standing behind the man, staring directly into the surveillance camera before vanishing entirely. Some viewers speculate this figure could be a duende, a folkloric humanoid creature found in Iberian and Latin American cultures, often likened to gnomes or leprechauns. In certain legends, duendes are known to either help or mischievously interfere with humans, sometimes appearing in homes or shops uninvited. Skeptics of course argue that the figure could simply be a child caught at an odd angle, a visual effect added later, or even a glitch in the CCTV feed itself. But the way it looks directly into the camera, almost as if it knows it's being watched, is undeniably unsettling. If this really was a duende, maybe it wasn't there for the man at all, but to watch over the store itself. Either way, it's hard to imagine running into something like this while shopping for clothes. If you saw the recent movie Weapons and thought every moment of it was pure fiction, then you might want to think again after watching this next clip. The following CCTV footage, posted to Facebook in June 2024, was captured in the town of Tolosa, Spain. At first glance, it looks like another uneventful nighttime security video, until something downright unsettling happens.
Itong pag-light niya po, saan eh?
Ikaduha ini.
Asa yung first thing mo?
Ang high school lang.
Atong sa...
Tuman.
Sige, pana.
On na ito. 4, 5. Unang basta gawas.
Without warning, a faint but clearly visible silhouette of a child can be seen darting across a backyard in the dead of night. Moments later, strange flashing lights appear from a nearby window, their sudden bursts making the whole scene even more surreal. For anyone who's seen Weapons, the resemblance to the film's eerie scenes of children running outdoors after dark is hard to ignore. As for what's really happening here, we're left with only questions. Was this just a prank, a case of mistaken identity, or something genuinely paranormal? Could this video even have been part of the inspiration for Weapons? Since no updates have surfaced, the truth remains a mystery, and the unsettling image of that child in the dark remains stuck in your mind long after the footage ends. YouTube user The Oz Laskin says that he's been working late at his studio and is finally ready to head home at 2 AM. However, he says that for the last couple of nights, he's also been hearing incredibly creepy noises in the studio, such as loud footsteps, and has also been seeing things out of the corner of his eye. Oz Laskin says that just a few minutes before making this video you're watching, he went to the bathroom, and he thinks he felt somebody or something grab his shoulder. But he's not ready to go home without some answers, so he pulls out his phone to try to see if he can capture whoever or whatever this is on camera. Upon entering the bathroom, he's unable to find anything, and he eventually leaves. But watch what happens while he's exiting through the corridor.
Hello? Alright, I think I'm done.
At the time, it doesn't seem that the uploader noticed it, but if you look closely, you can see somebody or something peering at the man as he films, but quickly darts its head back around the corner. Shortly thereafter, the video ends, but it's definitely clear that somebody is in the studio and has been lurking around for at least several days. Seeing as how this video hasn't had any updates, we can only hope that this has been resolved. Of course, skeptics have their own ideas. Some argue it could be a trick of the light, a shadow, or even some clever video editing. Others suggest it might have been an actor clinging onto something behind the wall to make themselves appear much taller than a normal person, which could explain why the figure looks so unnaturally high in the stairwell. Still, whether this was a hoax or something genuinely unexplainable, it remains one of the more unsettling clips to surface online. Over on Paranormal Reddit, a user named Serpent95 shared an unsettling clip that could easily cost you a night's sleep. According to the post, the video was filmed by a friend while she was working in Thailand with elephants. It wasn't until she returned home to Sweden and reviewed the footage that she noticed something chilling in the background.
Ja, ingen kom på
At first, it looks like a normal scene. The woman walks along a path with a dog trailing behind her. But the real concern isn't the dog. If you focus to its side, you'll see what appears to be a dark, cloaked figure moving alongside them, almost as if it's keeping pace. The strange part, the dog doesn't react at all. No barking, no signs of alarm. Something you'd expect if an intruder were really there. That detail makes the figure even more mysterious. Cloaked figures have long been associated with bad omens and supernatural folklore. From the Grim Reaper in Western traditions to wandering spirits in Asian ghost stories, the image of a hooded entity silently following someone has always carried a chilling weight. Skeptics suggest it could be a shadow, a person partially obscured by low lighting, or even a video artifact. But for believers, the image of a cloaked presence silently stalking its target is undeniably disturbing. Whether ghostly apparition or just a trick of perception, this footage is a haunting reminder of how unpredictable the world can be when the lights go down. Weddings are supposed to be among the happiest days of a couple's life, celebrations of love, togetherness, and lasting memories. But as this video shows, not every wedding reception goes exactly as planned. Posted to Ghosts by a user named Hubble Vision about 5 years ago, the clip comes with a chilling backstory. According to the uploader, someone who had worked at the venue once reported seeing a little boy running across the room, followed by an icy chill. She disliked talking about it, but claimed it left her unsettled. A year later, this video was captured. At around the 8-second mark, every door in the area swings open at the exact same time. That's not a draft or someone sneaking past. That's a coordinated movement that feels too synchronized to be coincidence. Then only seconds later, the tablecloth on a back table shifts unnaturally, as though tugged by invisible hands. Even stranger, a group of people can be seen to the left of the frame, and they don't appear to react to any of it. No startled glances, no pointing. It's as if the phenomenon is either invisible to them or simply ignored. Folklore often associates weddings with heightened supernatural activity. In many cultures, strong emotional energy, joy, grief, or fear acts as a beacon for spirits. Some even believe that weddings can wake lingering presences tied to the venue, jealous or resentful of the living. Skeptics argue it could have been staged, hidden wires pulling the doors, or draft from poorly sealed entryways. The tablecloth movement might be explained by airflow or even someone tucking it off camera. Still, the timing, paired with the venue's eerie history, leaves room for unsettling speculation. So what do you think? Was this couple's big day interrupted by something otherworldly, or was it just a clever setup? Either way, it's not the kind of wedding video you'd want showing up in your photo album. A Reddit user recently posted a video to high strangeness that'll leave you both confused and amazed. In the footage, the uploader films the night sky when something unusual comes into view.
And we look real close, that red light flash.
Now the one on the side went out. Not completely.
A large, black, triangular-shaped object can be seen slowly descending over a distant ridgeline. The uploader continues filming in disbelief, clearly unsure what he's looking at. If this really is a UFO, it's a striking one. Its shape is far more distinct than the usual glowing orbs or circular craft we're used to seeing. Triangular sightings like this have long fascinated UFO researchers, often compared to reports of the mysterious black triangle craft spotted across North America and Europe since the 1980s. Of course, skeptics suggest it could be anything from a drone or aircraft viewed from an odd angle to a lighting illusion against the night sky. Still, the eerie steadiness of its descent and that unmistakable shape make this one hard to ignore. So what do you think? Did this Reddit user capture genuine evidence of something otherworldly, or just a perfectly timed optical illusion? Over on TikTok, a man named Stephen McCrabtree posted a video back in May of this year where he explains just how freaked out he is after witnessing something truly terrifying. Stephen says he was having a completely normal day, just washing dishes and putting them away, when he suddenly felt something hit him right in the back. He even says he heard it bounce. He then turns the camera around to the floor and points out the green ball sitting there, explaining that this is what hit him in the right shoulder out of nowhere. Take a look at the home surveillance camera footage and see. Stephen says the ball had a little bit of force behind it too. He also clarifies that his wife has been in bed for the past 2 days because she is sick, and his kids are either on their tablets or outside. In other words, nobody was around to throw anything. Now, could the ball have rolled off a counter? Maybe, but the way it launches across the room in the clip seems to roll out simple gravity. If it was staged, the timing is impressively natural, but Stephen's reaction doesn't feel like someone faking a scare, which makes this one pretty compelling. Thankfully, if there is a ghost inside Stephen's house, it doesn't seem violent. Maybe it tossed the ball because it wanted to get its attention, or even play a game of catch. We can only hope its intentions stay friendly. TikTok user British Bulldog 74, also known as CB, posted a clip where he explains he just left his wife's grandmother's house after finishing some construction work. According to him, she hadn't lived there for about 3 years. Nobody lived in the house at all. It should have been completely empty, but it wasn't. Who in the world is peeking through the blinds like that? Just the sight of someone or something watching from inside an abandoned home is enough to give anyone nightmares. A second video soon followed, where CB shared an even stranger discovery. He had recently bought a simple camera for his daughter and while flipping through her photos, he found one image he couldn't explain. When he showed it to his mother-in-law, she was horrified because the face in the picture looked exactly like her grandmother, who passed away in the early 1980s. This is the picture. Just comparing the photo on the camera to the old picture of the grandmother, they look shockingly similar. Same expression, same face shape, it's downright chilling. Then CB uploaded a third video to clear up some theories people were throwing around. He said it wasn't a squatter because he'd been working inside the house for 2 months beforehand, and the place was completely empty. He also dismissed the idea of AI trickery. According to him, he actually saw the blinds move from the corner of his eye, which is what made him start taking photos and recording in the first place. He even went up into the attic using a ladder and found nobody up there. In fact, he said he would have preferred it to be an intruder, because at least he'd have some answers. Right now, he has none. Finally, he posted a fourth update. In this one, he walks around the dark, empty house to investigate, and then this happens.
Hey, Missy? Miss? That looks weird. That's weird. Hey, what the frick is going on here, brother?
A loud thump echoes through the hallway, startling him. Moments later, you can hear a deep, unsettling growling sound coming from somewhere close by. It doesn't sound like a house settling, it sounds alive. Now, there are a few ways to look at this. On one hand, it could be a combination of shadows, pareidolia, and a perfectly timed noise. Maybe an animal hiding somewhere in the walls. Old houses can make strange sounds, especially if there's loose wood or a raccoon tucked away in a crawl space. On the other hand, the figure in the blinds and the photo resembling a deceased family member are hard to dismiss. The way the face matches the old portrait gives the whole situation an unsettling folklore-like vibe, almost like a classic ghost story unfolding through TikTok updates. So what do you think? Is CB dealing with a full-on haunting, or is there a more grounded explanation hiding somewhere in this abandoned home? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Reddit user Can't Stop Giggling posted this strange video to Reddit about 2 weeks ago and shows him wandering around in the Massachusetts woods back in 2015, seemingly searching for something. As he carefully creeps his way around the woods, trying his best not to make any loud noises, one naturally must wonder what it is he's trying so hard not to scare off. And then we see what it is.
What the f is that? Oh my god.
Out of nowhere, a hairy entity can be seen stalking its way through the forest before eventually disappearing into the trees, never to be seen or heard from again. The uploader himself believes this to be a baby Bigfoot, and just by simply looking at its appearance, that description definitely seems quite accurate. Of course though, just like with every Bigfoot sighting, we should take it with a grain of salt. There's always the possibility that this is a hoax. But what do you guys think? Did this Reddit user actually end up capturing legitimate footage of a baby Bigfoot? Or was this simply something else? If so, what is it? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. TikTok user Nick posted a pair of videos in which he stayed overnight at his grandmother's house. She has dementia, so it's not uncommon for her to wake up and walk around at night. But that's not what makes these clips so unsettling. In the first video, we see a Roomba moving across the floor as expected, until it begins circling around something completely invisible. Its sensors appear to detect an object that isn't physically there, steering around it as if it's avoiding a person or perhaps something else entirely. Things only get creepier when at the end of the clip, an object suddenly falls to the floor next to the Roomba, while the family dog growls and barks in the background. Could this be evidence of a ghost roaming the house? A second video uploaded later the same night ramps up the strangeness even further. The Roomba can be seen heading straight for a flight of stairs and tumbling down. Something that shouldn't even be possible if its sensors were functioning properly. And just when you think it couldn't get any weirder.
Jesus!
The device flips over completely on its own, with no visible reason why. Some viewers speculate this could be a malfunctioning or hacked Roomba, while others wonder if it's something far more paranormal, especially when paired with the dog's hostile reaction in the first video. Regardless of the explanation, it's easily one of the strangest examples of haunted tech to make the rounds online. A woman named Hannah Boleyn uploaded a video to her TikTok in November 2025, and it shows her walking around her mother's workplace when she makes a pretty terrifying discovery. We don't really know why she's there. Maybe she's helping close up, or maybe she's picking something up her mom forgot. Either way, the clip is short, blunt, and gets creepy fast. As Hannah moves through the room like she's looking for something, she spots something right in front of her, and it instantly makes her freeze. A creepy doll positioned nearby suddenly moves on its own, and Hannah bolts out of there in pure panic before the video cuts off. Could it be a setup? Sure, if someone was just out of frame, it wouldn't take much to make a doll jolt at the perfect moment. But if she really is alone in her mom's workplace, then a doll moving like that is the exact kind of thing people describe in classic haunting stories. The kind that feels small, almost simple, but hits you like a punch. And yeah, if you've got dolls in your house right now, you're probably not gonna love thinking about this clip when the lights go out. What do you think? Someone unseen messing with her, or something genuinely paranormal? For this next entry, we're looking at a chilling series of 3 videos posted to TikTok. In the first, a man who lives alone is asleep when something unnerving is caught on his living room camera in the dead of night. A series of strange glowing orbs floats through the room before the living room door creaks open on its own. Things escalate further when dark mist begins forming out of nowhere, drifting ominously across the room until the footage cuts out. According to the uploader, mediums later investigated and told the man that something in his possession might be haunted, though frustratingly, he's never been able to identify what the object is. The second clip shows more footage from the same living room, this time while the man is awake. He sits casually in the room until, without warning, the door slams shut behind him, making him jump. The third video was perhaps the most unsettling. The man films a staircase, which looks completely ordinary at first glance. But when the footage is zoomed in, you can see a tall, shadowy figure standing partway up the stairs. Moments later, in another photo, it's gone entirely. While many viewers believe this points toward a haunting, possibly tied to the mysterious object the mediums mentioned, skeptics argue it could be dust, lighting tricks, or even a staged video. Still, the combination of orbs, mist, and a towering figure all in the same house is undeniably eerie. If this is real, let's hope the man finds whatever's causing it and gets rid of it before things escalate any further. Usually when you see haunted house videos online, the place is old, lived in by countless people over decades, which makes it easy to imagine who a spirit could have been. But how often do you see a haunting in a house that's basically brand new? That's what makes this TikTok from Bearded Trucker 1984 so unsettling. He says he'd been working on the house when something genuinely freaked him out. The day before, he made a delivery there and kept hearing noises upstairs, even though he was completely alone. When he told his co-workers, they didn't believe him. So he decided to record a video to prove he wasn't imagining it. And he goes out of his way to walk through the house and show there's nobody else there besides him. Then the sounds start up again.
Nobody? See? Now who in the hell's crazy now? Did you hear that thump? See, I'm here by myself. What the hell? See, nobody's here. What the hell was that? I'm losing my damn mind. Alright, well now I have proof.
At different points, you can clearly hear those dull bumping sounds coming from somewhere in the house. And because he's already shown the place is empty, it makes every single thud feel heavier, like something's moving just out of view. The most reasonable explanation is something structural, shifting materials, settling, pipes, vents, temperature changes, or the kind of random knocks you can get in a new build as everything sets into place. But what makes it creepy is the consistency. It isn't just one random pop. It's multiple bumps throughout the video, spaced out enough to feel deliberate. And according to the uploader, he still hasn't figured out what caused it. So what do you think? A normal, new house noise that just sounds terrifying in an empty space, or something unseen already making itself at home? Let me know your theories in the comments. A person named Irakli Rodonaya posted a video to their YouTube account all the way back in December of 2009, showing what appears to be a casual moment of filming outside their car somewhere in Moscow. For the first minute or so, nothing really seems out of the ordinary. it just looks like someone filming random scenes around the city. It's slow, uneventful, and honestly a little boring at first. But that all changes pretty quickly, as I'm sure you could have guessed. Take a look.
Высоко висело вроде.
Новость сегодня была про будут разгоняться тучи, может быть.
Она какая-то автономная, вообще сама по себе будет.
Смотри, лес там что-то держится.
Ну или правда что-то какое-то может. Завтра не скажут, что это такое.
Это явно связано.
Или сегодня скажут уже.
Разводом туч.
Hovering in the sky in the middle of the night is what appears to be a massive pyramid-shaped UFO. The object just sits there, eerily silent and unmoving, creating a surreal, almost hypnotic image. Many people in the comments expressed frustration that Irakli didn't stop the car and get out to film the object more steadily. The video is quite shaky, which makes it difficult to fully make out the details, but it's still one of the more unique UFO shapes ever caught on camera. Some viewers have speculated that this could be a digital hoax, drone formation, or even a government experiment. But others argue that the size, structure, and behavior of the object are simply too strange to explain away easily. Either way, it's a highly intriguing piece of footage that will definitely leave you scratching your head. This next clip from TikTok user House of Anderson starts out completely normal. We see a man recording a quick Snapchat video for his wife, just relaxing at home, talking casually and enjoying his night. But around 20 seconds in, something happens that instantly turns this wholesome moment into a scene straight out of a horror film.
But yeah, there's that. Anyway, I just had to check the SEMA real quick. I'll be home in a sec, but I love you crazy.
Right there, you can see it. A dark face with glowing eyes staring down from the ceiling above him, followed by a strange noise echoing through the hallway. The man immediately notices, stands up in confusion, and nervously peers out into the hall to check, but there's nothing there. He then walks back toward his phone to stop recording, clearly shaken by what he's just seen. The brief glimpse of the face is hard to forget. It doesn't look like a shadow or a trick of the light, and the faint glow of the eyes makes it even more unsettling. Whatever it was, it definitely shouldn't have been there. Personally, if I saw something like that in my house, I'd be finding somewhere else to sleep real fast. A couple of years ago, Reddit user International Ad 1266 posted to the Paranormal Encounter subreddit hoping for advice, and maybe even some reassurance. According to the uploader, their young daughter had been seeing spirits, and she kept referring to one in particular as him. The post's author wanted to know if anyone else could see this mysterious figure in the footage, and more importantly, if there was anything they could do to get rid of him. When you pause the video at certain points, you can indeed make out something lurking in the frame. It's not clear whether him is meant to be a human figure, a strange creature, or something else entirely, but whatever it is, it's unsettling. Some commenters even claim to spot distinct facial features, adding to the creep factor. A few responses offered practical advice, with some suggesting that decluttering the room might help. According to certain paranormal beliefs, spirits are drawn to cluttered spaces because they provide plenty of dark corners and places to hide. Since the post is now over 2 years old, an update seems unlikely, but we can only hope that him has long since vanished from the uploader's home. If not, the thought of that face still being there, just out of sight, is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. This next video shows a young woman named Sandra trying to film a house tour video in which she is trying to show off a vintage 1963 bungalow. At first, she attempts to read her lines in front of the camera, but messes up and starts over again. And it's right about here that this seemingly normal house tour video turns into something of pure nightmare fuel. Take a look.
Wow, it's 10 p.m. and my day was fully booked with showings of this vintage 1963 bungalow. Go ahead, do it again. You're on camera. Go ahead, do it again. I'm not scared.
Out of nowhere, the door directly behind Sandra seems to open all by itself. She then proceeds to investigate after being baffled at what just happened. At the end of the video, a smoke detector then falls from the ceiling, causing her to run away in fear, and honestly, who can blame her? In the description of the post, Sandra writes, quote, Okay, so here it is. I'm keeping this hush-hush from prospective clients for obvious reasons. Just to fill you in, I showcased the house at night because some clients were keen on the evening interior lighting. Also heard a voice inside before recording. Could have been neighbors, their voices echoing. And I'm absolutely certain the house would randomly get cold. End quote. So what do you guys think of this eerie video? I'm sure you'll be thinking of it next time you find yourself looking to buy a new home. Over on TikTok, a woman named Bree posted an extremely freaky video that just might give you nightmares. Bree's son had set up a camera to film overnight to see if the elf they had hung on the picture frame would move. But the camera ends up recording something much scarier instead. Take a look. A terrifying image of a young boy standing looking up at the elf can be seen appearing for just a frame or two, leaving us all to wonder what in the world we just saw. I can't even begin to imagine the sheer terror that must have been coursing through Bree and her son's hearts upon seeing this video. If I were in Bree's shoes, I would be wanting to learn more about my house immediately, trying to figure out if a young boy ever passed away in the house or not. Let's just hope that this house isn't actually haunted, and if it is, let's hope for the sake of Bree and her son that it's a friendly ghost. For this next entry, we're going to be looking at a handful of videos in a sort of compilation. The first clip we'll check out was filmed on a home security camera in the middle of the night. Pay close attention to the cat. As soon as the cat enters the frame, a strange shadow figure can be seen right behind it, almost like it's following the animal closely. The second video, posted by a woman on TikTok named Tammy G, shows another piece of security camera footage. Take a look at the corner of the screen right when the video begins. If you look carefully, you can make out what seems to be a faint, ghostly figure wandering inside her home. The next clip is even creepier. Tammy had set up a camera in her bedroom while she slept, likely because of all the odd activities she'd already been experiencing. And sure enough, that's not all though. 2 more videos she posted show even more unsettling things moving around by themselves inside her house. Taken together, these videos definitely suggest that something strange is happening inside Tammy's home. Of course, skeptics might argue that shadows, reflections, or even clever editing could explain some of these moments. Still, the consistency across multiple clips, especially with the cat reacting in the first one, makes it hard to dismiss entirely. For many people, blowing out the candles on a birthday cake is a simple, happy tradition. Close your eyes, make a wish, and hope it comes true. But as this video shows, not every birthday moment is quite so cheerful. We watch as a young girl smiles while her family sings to her, the cake glowing softly in front of her. Everything seems normal, until it suddenly isn't.
Happy birthday to you. Let's have I said happy birthday, Grundy.
What did you do? That was weird. Did you do it? That wasn't me.
That was strange, wasn't it?
Right as she leans in to blow out the candles, they extinguish all by themselves, and you can clearly hear a blowing sound as it happens. Almost immediately afterward, every light in the room goes out at once, plunging the space into darkness. Now, that blowing sound could technically come from someone off frame, but it would take some impressive timing to pull off. Plus, the girl's puzzled expression makes it seem like she didn't know anyone else was blowing on the candles, adding another eerie layer to the moment. Could that faint sound have actually come from a ghost? The family's reaction is equally interesting. Rather than panicking, they seem surprised and confused, but brush it off and continue the celebration. Maybe they've experienced strange things in that house before. Was this a coincidence, a prank, or playful spirit making its presence known? Whatever the explanation, it's one of the strangest birthday moments caught on camera, and one that'll definitely make you second guess your next birthday wish. A TikTok user known as AES shared a pair of unsettling clips in June 2025 that prove terrifying things can unfold at your home even when you're nowhere near it. The uploader says he was on vacation when the first video was recorded. While away, he got a notification from his doorbell camera app. Curious, he opened it and immediately saw something he couldn't explain. On the left side of the fence, a bizarre humanoid-shaped shadow moves at an almost unnatural speed. It's over in seconds, but the movement feels far too quick and fluid to be a simple trick of the light. Not long after, AES posted additional footage in which the strange shadow makes another appearance. What's particularly odd is how the raccoons in the shot remain completely unfazed, as if nothing had happened. That raises even more questions. If animals, which are often sensitive to unusual activity, don't react, does that mean it's harmless? Or could it suggest the phenomenon exists outside the range of their perception entirely? Skeptics might suggest it's just a passing shadow, a camera glitch, or even a hoax. Believers, however, might see it as something far stranger, perhaps even otherworldly. Some have speculated it could be a cloaked or partially invisible figure, its true form hidden from the human eye and only partially visible through the camera's lens. Whatever the explanation, the speed, shape, and uncanny presence of this figure make it one of the most unnerving pieces of recent doorbell cam footage. On July 6th, 2020, a woman named Alicia uploaded a video to YouTube that was filmed by her boyfriend on what seemed like a happy, carefree day. The two were enjoying time at a rustic cabin, and the camera casually pans across the area before focusing on Alicia, who stands inside, smiling. Her boyfriend comments on how cool the cabin is, but he may have spoken too soon.
This place is so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
What the somebody in there with you?
No.
The
Just a few seconds in, a full-bodied figure suddenly appears in the window behind Alicia, visible inside the cabin. Her boyfriend instantly senses something's wrong, blurting out what the F, before asking if someone else is in there with her. Alicia, confused, insists there isn't. He moves closer to get a better look, but the figure has already vanished. The video cuts shortly after, leaving viewers to wonder if they just witnessed a ghostly intruder or something else entirely. Cabins, especially isolated ones, are deeply rooted in ghost lore. They are liminal spaces where people often report seeing residual hauntings, apparitions replaying fragments of a past life. The figure's solid form here, rather than a mist or shadow, is especially unusual and unsettling. Skeptics of course suggest explanations like reflections in the glass, another person slipping out of view, or even an editing trick. Still, the way Alicia and her boyfriend react feels raw and genuine, and that only adds to the unease. So what do you think? Was Alicia unknowingly sharing her cabin with a spectral guest, or is this just another case of a trick of the light? Over on TikTok, a woman named Dakota shared a chilling story that spans several unsettling events in her home. She explains that a couple of years ago, when her daughter was around 10 months old, she began to suspect that her baby was talking to someone, or something, that wasn't actually there. Friends and family reassured her that it was just a normal stage of childhood development and that she'd grow out of it. But then, the toys started acting up. Dakota captured footage of one of her daughter's toys going off by itself. She posted it to Facebook, looking for answers, but people brushed it off, so she tried to do the same. But the activity didn't stop. One day, while breastfeeding her baby in her bedroom, a bowl suddenly flew off a shelf. At first, she tried to rationalize it, thinking it might have been the upstairs neighbors making noise. But her two dogs immediately reacted, running toward the disturbance. Around this time, Dakota's daughter also began experiencing intense night terrors. She'd wake up around 2 AM screaming, "Get away from me," over and over, and nothing could calm her down. About a year later, when Dakota was expecting her second child, the toy activity returned and intensified. She describes how one toy, which was supposed to say the names of colors, instead began emitting eerie laughter. It scared her so badly that she threw it out immediately. But the next day, a different toy malfunctioned. Then another the next day, and so on for 6 days straight. She filmed one of these incidents and showed it to her sister, along with the earlier clip of the bowl flying off the shelf. While watching the footage, Dakota's sister asked a chilling question: "Who's that?" Dakota describes the figure that appears in the background as a demon baby. Her real baby was bald at the time, but the figure seemed to have hair. She also points out 3 separate areas of pixelation in the video, which she believes could indicate 3 separate entities.
So here's my dog Callie on the couch, here's Titan on the couch. Sorry if it's a little bit off. Pixelation right here. Then there's pixelation right here, hovering above the baby crib. And then it'll come over and there's pixelation and you can see the actual figure standing here and a hand shove off this bowl. Then as the bowl falls back over here in the baby crib, this demon baby.
Toy malfunction, unexplained movement, children's night terrors, and eerie figures on camera. This story ticks nearly every box for a classic haunted house narrative. Of course, skeptics might suggest electrical interference, faulty toys, or compression artifacts creating strange shapes on video. But to those who've experienced similar patterns, Dakota's story will sound chillingly familiar. So what do you make of this one? A cascade of coincidences, or family haunted by unseen guests? This next video comes from Instagram user Exploratory, and it'll probably make you think twice before stepping into a place you think is abandoned, if you don't already. The uploader says that in 5 years of exploring defunct locations, he'd never experienced anything as terrifying as this. In the moment, he didn't even consider anything paranormal, but later, once he got home and started researching the location, the whole experience took on a much darker tone. One detail worth noting right away: the building still had lights on, so it wasn't some totally dead, boarded up ruin. It comes across more like a place that's largely unused, the kind of location that feels empty but not completely disconnected from the world. Right from the start, his camera begins glitching and shutting off, forcing repeated restarts. Strange lines appear on the screen and seem to follow the camera no matter where he goes. After exploring the top level, he starts heading downward, and that's when he hears music coming from a hallway he walked through just 5 minutes earlier. A hallway that was completely silent. the music kicks in loudly and keeps going until the end of the video. What makes it unsettling is the way he describes it. Not like a speaker tucked away somewhere, but like a live orchestra playing on the floor below. At that point, he isn't thinking ghost, he's thinking someone's in here. And honestly, that's almost scarier. As he keeps moving, he starts hearing what he describes as clear voices, plus footsteps rushing down the stairs, like someone is moving quickly through the building. He heads down another set of stairs and stops on a landing when he hears two distinct bangs, sounding like they came from the second floor. Then, from the first level, a strange automated voice echoes upward, speaking in something he describes as tongues, or possibly reversed audio. Right after that, he's hit with one of the worst gut feelings he's ever experienced and decides it's time to leave. Later that night, safe at home, he researches the building and discovers it's considered one of the most haunted historic locations in the entire state, a place people associate with heavy dark energy. And with the lights being on, it makes the whole thing even stranger. It means there could have been another person somewhere inside, or some system still running in the background. Which also means the fear of being caught wasn't paranoia, but stacked together, the camera glitching, the music starting in an area he just passed through, the bangs, the voice. It's no wonder he walked away feeling like the building didn't want him there. So what do you think was happening in there? Another person trying to freak him out in a mostly unused building, or something genuinely paranormal waking up as he moved deeper inside? Over on the Bigfoot subreddit, Reddit user UniqueAd1100 shared an intriguing video that's had people talking ever since it was posted a few weeks ago. In the clip, we watch as someone films a quiet forested area during the evening in an unspecified location. For the first 15 seconds or so, not much happens, but then the camera zooms in and things get a lot more interesting.
Are you joking right now? Look at these nails, Pickles.
A mysterious figure can be seen moving through the trees. It appears to be cautiously looking around, maybe checking if anyone's nearby. While it's unclear whether it noticed the person filming, it definitely seems to be alert to something. Could this be the elusive Bigfoot? The shape and posture certainly line up with common descriptions, though unfortunately we don't get a clear enough view to say for sure. Still, it's a fascinating piece of footage that's bound to stir up debate. So what do you think? Could this actually be Bigfoot, or is it just another misidentified figure in the woods? This next story comes from the interdimensional NHI subreddit, which is focused on all things UFO and non-human intelligence related. And this video in particular has been getting a lot of attention. Luckily, there's some helpful context surrounding this one. Investigative journalists Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp released this footage, which was captured by the US military and officially classified as a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, by the US intelligence community. The object seen in the video has been described as disc-shaped and appears to make precise, intelligent maneuvers, without showing any signs of thermal propulsion. That alone sets it apart from any known aircraft. The incident reportedly happened on November 23, 2020 at 11:13 UTC, and the location was pinpointed to these coordinates. The footage was recorded using FLIR, forward-looking infrared, a type of military-grade thermal imaging. But despite using that tech, the object gives off no heat signature at all. The craft also made a sudden change in direction, again with no visible means of propulsion, and some reports even mention brief atmospheric disturbances during the encounter. Even after analysis, no one seems to know where this thing came from, what it's doing, or how it even works. That of course only adds to the mystery surrounding UAPs like this. A man named Robert Earl White posted a chilling video to his TikTok in May of 2025, showing him wandering the woods late at night with only a flashlight to guide him. We don't know exactly why he was out there, possibly exploring after hearing unsettling rumors, but whatever the reason, it doesn't take long for him to encounter something terrifying.
Alright, no lie. I heard something stomping in the woods. Something huge.
Right at the start of the footage, you can make out a tall, lanky figure staring directly into the camera, before disappearing into the darkness. Most people would probably turn back at that point, but Robert decides to press on, a decision that leads to another frightening moment. Later in the video, we see a pair of glowing eyes and hear faint crawling noises. Robert speculates it might be a skinwalker, but many viewers believe the figure resembles the infamous Rake, a pale, hairless humanoid creature popularized by creepypasta lore, often described as lurking in forests and rural areas. Could this be an elaborate hoax, a case of pareidolia, or even an animal caught at just the right angle? Possibly. But the figure's distinctly humanoid proportions and the combination of glowing eyes and crawling noises are what makes this clip so unnerving. Thankfully, Robert made it out unharmed, but let's hope he doesn't return to that forest anytime soon. Next time, the creature might not stay at a distance. In June of 2025, TikTok user Jennifer Ricci posted a video filmed late at night outside her home. As she records, she mentions hearing strange noises and points out how the dogs nearby have been barking non-stop. A sign she suggests that something unusual is happening. The atmosphere is tense, and she debates with someone off camera about whether to walk further into the darkness.
A ver, aquí caminemos para allá, a ver si vemos algo, pero aquí nomás porque para que nos dé chance de correr para allá. Aquí está cerca el circo. Ay, no, me late el corazón.
Nosotros cuando vimos la mujer esa, a de cuenta que se metió para allá, mira, graba, para allá, para aquellas ramas, para aquel montorrón, ¿cómo se llama?
¿Y salió de acá o venía de
sí,
dónde?
Salió de ahí del monte, mira, a ver.
Ay, mira. Ay, no mames.
Ay, no. A ver, enfoca.
Es que se borra. Mira, lo acerco y se borra, mira. ¿Qué es? Uy. No mames. Ay, no. Ay, no chingues. Mira. Mira.
Uy, está gritando.
No mames. No chingues. Mira.
Se perdió.
Es que está oscuro. A ver. Mira, se mira.
Sí.
Entre los.
Pero se pierde.
Entre los árboles, mira. Ay, no.
Moments later, a faint white figure can be seen in the distance, accompanied by a chilling wail. Viewers quickly linked this sighting to La Llorona, the crying woman of Hispanic American folklore, a vengeful spirit said to mourn her drowned children and wander near rivers, lakes, or even desolate rural roads at night. The additional audio from the video adds to the eeriness. Jennifer and the others remark on how secure the area is, nervously reacting as the figure seems to vanish among the trees. Their panic feels genuine, especially as they repeatedly question if anyone else moved or saw the same thing. Could this be authentic evidence of La Llorona? It's hard to say. Skeptics suggest the white figure might be a person passing by, or even a trick of light combined with barking dogs and nerves amplifying the fear. Others have wondered if the crying could have been added in post-production. But if that's the case, the seamless integration would require a surprisingly careful edit for such a casual clip. Regardless, between the folklore, the haunting cries, and the visible fear in the people filming, this remains one of the more chilling alleged sightings of La Llorona to surface in recent years. On August 9th, 2019, a YouTube channel called A Paranormal Journey posted a video of their nighttime exploration of an allegedly haunted forest. The weather wasn't great. Rain and wind distorted the audio, but they pressed on, hoping to capture something unusual. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, or so they thought.
Mark and Jamie tonight as we investigate the haunted woods somewhere in Anglesey tonight. Said tonight twice, didn't I? I tried to do a take over here as well.
While the two explorers talk about their plans, a strange figure can be seen standing on top of a building in the upper right corner of the frame. Its shape is tall, dark, and featureless, what many would call a classic shadow man. The video continues with the pair explaining their mission, but then the camera pans back.
Yeah. I'll stand here for a minute and...
The figure that was clearly visible moments earlier is now gone without a trace. No sound of footsteps, no sign of movement, just empty rooftop where the shadow once stood. Shadow people are one of the most persistent figures in paranormal folklore. They're often described as dark silhouettes lurking at the edge of vision, believed by some to be omens, interdimensional beings, or even watchers tied to locations of tragedy. Seeing one head-on, fully formed like this, is far less common, and far more unsettling. Skeptics suggest it might have been a trick of the lighting, a person slipping away unnoticed, or even a smudge on the lens that appeared humanoid in the low light. But for believers, the sudden disappearance only strengthens the sense of something otherworldly watching from above. Whatever the truth, it's safe to say that if the Paranormal Journey team didn't realize what was behind them that night, they probably wished they hadn't checked the footage afterward. TikTok user FreedPLBWX1 shared a pair of chilling videos that she says were filmed just one night after her 7-year-old daughter suffered another severe night terror. According to her, her daughter has been plagued by them for a long time, but this episode was different. In the first video, we see the mother slowly approaching her daughter, asking what's wrong after finding her staring out the window in silence. She tells her to explain what she's seeing because she's starting to scare her, and that's when something truly bizarre happens.
What's wrong, Cora? Sweetie, what are you afraid of? You're scaring me, honey. I don't see it.
All 4 window blinds close by themselves at the exact same time. The mother gasps, clearly startled, and the camera wobbles as she steps back. In a follow-up video, she tries to show her viewers how the blinds normally close, hoping to make sense of what happened. But things only get stranger.
So I'm coming into the room to show you the blinds, which I have opened back up to demonstrate to demonstrate how they're closed. It's not electronic, it's not battery powered, it's that's not creepy. Trying my best not to freak out. So, to close these blinds, you have to touch it and close it like that. That is the only way to close these blinds. There are no batteries or remotes here at all. No wires. You have to touch it and you have to close it like this. And there's no way I could have done that since I was standing on the opposite side of the room. And there is no way I could have closed all four at the same time.
Before she can even demonstrate, the door suddenly moves on its own and faint whispers can be heard in the background. The sound is so subtle you almost miss it, but it's unmistakably there. It's hard not to feel for this mother. She is clearly trying to stay calm for her daughter's sake, but now both of them are terrified. Whether this is an electrical malfunction, a draft, or something more unexplainable, it's easy to see why they'd want answers. Here's hoping whatever's happening in that room settles soon, so they can both feel safe again. A woman named Jenna Snow posted a series of videos to her TikTok account last year, documenting some seriously creepy things happening at the hotel where she works. In the clips, we watch as Jenna films security camera footage that seems to capture a ghost apparition appearing inside the hotel. Her boss also chimes in, offering a theory about what might be going on, and honestly it only adds to the unsettling vibe.
They said it's not the hotel that's haunted, it's the graveyard.
Oh.
So this service road here where Danny and I used to park, that's the old Stony Plain Road. Do you really think they, when they dug up all the bodies here, that was a good one, moved them over to the graveyard?
They dug up the bodies and what?
That definitely seems to be something bizarre happening in that hotel. The figure captured on camera has that classic translucent shadowy look, just enough to make your skin crawl. And it's not just a one-time event either. The apparition seems to show up on multiple occasions, moving through different parts of the building.
Hey Noel! What's up?
Oh yeah, I see it again.
Yeah, let's try and sit in the chair. Sometimes he'll stay there for a minute.
He is. How do you know this?
Well, because Danny and I caught him earlier when Danny was in the games room locking up.
What's frustrating is that we don't know the name of the hotel, so there's no way to dig deeper or look into its history. If it is haunted, there's a whole backstory we're missing out on, and possibly other encounters no one's posted yet. Some commenters have speculated that this could be a lingering spirit, maybe tied to something tragic that happened on the property. Others think it could be a camera glitch or even someone messing with the footage. But the fact that it appears multiple times, and always in a different way, makes the CGI or hoax angle feel less likely. So what exactly is going on here? We may never know for sure. Let's just hope that if this hotel is haunted, none of us accidentally end up booking a room there, completely unaware we're stepping into the same building from this footage.
The YouTube channel Sinabu Set P is known for exploring abandoned and genuinely creepy places from around the world. But out of everything they filmed, this might be one of their most unsettling moments. As they move through the house, it's eerie for sure. Dark corners, that abandoned silence, the kind of place that feels like it's watching you back. But nothing outright terrifying happens at first. Then right around 6:48, the footage takes a turn. Did you catch it? Look at the window behind them. For a brief moment, a shadowy human-shaped figure appears in the window, and then it's gone. It's so quick you could miss it on your first watch, but once you see it, it's hard to unsee. What makes it worse is the team isn't even facing the window when it happens. Nobody reacts, nobody turns around, which means they probably didn't notice it until they reviewed the footage later. And if that's the case, imagine realizing something was right there behind you while you were completely unaware. Now, the only non-paranormal explanation that really fits is video editing. A quick, well-timed insert in the window could create this exact effect, especially since it only appears for a split second and vanishes before anyone on camera reacts. But if the clip is authentic and untouched, then it looks exactly like what people describe as a shadow person, a dark figure that shows itself just long enough to be seen, then disappears like it never existed. So what do you think? Edited scare or genuine shadow figure caught in the window? Let me know your theories in the comments.
YouTuber Gorilla Hot Tortilla uploaded a video on November 8th, 2023 in which she ventured out to an old, creepy abandoned building in an attempt to graffiti it on camera. Throughout the duration of the video, we watch as the uploader works his way around the area to find some blank spots to graffiti. He successfully manages to spray his art around several locations, and so far, everything is going smoothly for him. However, things take a drastic turn for the worse at around the 3-minute mark. Out of nowhere, a creepy person can be seen running from the roof of a building before suddenly sprinting out to the uploader. From here, the entire rest of the video becomes a frantic chase, with the cameraman desperately trying to escape. Thankfully, the video eventually ends with the uploader having managed to get away safely. But it does leave us with several chilling questions. Who was this mysterious pursuer, and what were they planning to do if they had caught him? Were they simply trying to scare him off for trespassing, or were their intentions far darker? It's unsettling to think about, especially since the figure seems to appear out of nowhere on the roof, raising the possibility that they may have been watching him for some time before finally making their move. Whatever the case, it's a terrifying reminder of how quickly a night of exploring can turn into a nightmare. Your house or apartment should be your #1 safe space. It's the place in which you know for a fact that you can come to if you want to be in a welcoming environment. However, for this woman named Jeanette, her apartment was anything but safe. This TikTok video that she posted in March of this year starts off with her looking incredibly uncomfortable as she slowly makes her way toward the camera. You can tell in seconds that something is terribly wrong and that she's afraid of something. What's wrong? Well, it turns out that an intruder showed up in her apartment in the middle of nowhere.
Please get out of my apartment. Please go of my apartment.
What's super weird about this clip, aside from the intruder of course, is that if you look right here, you can see the door opening up before she runs out of it. Some people in the comments think that there was a ghost in there with her as well as the intruder, whereas others believe that someone outside her apartment knew what was going on and opened the door to help her escape easier. In the second video posted by Jeanette, we see her cuddling up next to her adorable cat. It seems like Jeanette is finally able to enjoy some peace and quiet in her life, but sadly, it doesn't last very long at all. She suddenly hears a very strange noise and proceeds to investigate. At first, it seems as though nothing is wrong, but then she discovers this. At this point in the video, you can see some indent prints on the bed. Were they paranormal, or was there another intruder hiding underneath the bed? I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this one, so be sure to leave your comments down below. Birthdays are supposed to be happy, carefree occasions, but as this next story shows, sometimes the celebration can take a chilling turn. This case comes from Reddit user RIP8Youth, who shared a very unsettling photo to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit. The uploader explains that the image was passed along to them through iMessage as a live photo, meaning it captured a short burst of movement rather than being a simple still shot. According to the backstory, a group of women went on a girls' trip to the lake to celebrate a birthday. Importantly, the group insists that no children were present on the trip. After gathering around a fire, they decided to commemorate the night with a group photo. At first glance, the picture looks completely normal, but then you notice something strange on the right side, next to the woman in camo leggings. There appears to be the faint face of a child peeking out from behind the group. None of the women recognized him, and nobody present had brought a child along. The uploader notes that the boy's skin looks unnaturally pale, and that the light doesn't bounce off his face the way it does for the others. What makes this even creepier is that in the live photo version, the boy can actually be seen moving slightly, which makes the whole case feel even harder to brush off as a trick of the light. The post continues, quote, "I don't know if this is real or not, but I feel like it might be harder to manipulate a live photo, but I'm no expert. I would love to know y'all's thoughts on this." End quote. This raises some interesting points. Live photos are harder to fake convincingly since they capture multiple frames, though of course editing is still possible. Some skeptics in the comments suggested that this could be a double exposure effect, or visual artifact created during image processing. But others found the boy's expression and placement far too distinct to dismiss so easily. So what do you think? Did the women unknowingly capture the ghost of a child lurking near the lake that night? Or is there a more rational explanation hidden within the digital quirks of a live photo? How many of you guys out there are big Stranger Things fans? I'm assuming a large number of you are, considering how it's one of the most popular shows in the history of television. Obviously, if you've seen the show, you know that the Hawkins Lab is one of the most terrifying locations in the series, as it harbors some truly dark experiments and has been the site of many Demogorgon attacks. However, the real-life Hawkins Lab is completely normal, right? Well, it turns out that might not necessarily be true. This video was posted to TikTok by a man named JC Rodriguez and is sure to give you goosebumps. JC says that as a big fan of the show, he simply wanted to go and visit the building just to see it up close and in person. However, he left traumatized.
No way. There is
told
no
you.
way.
I thought it was crazy.
There is
It's
no
moving.
way
I can see it.
there.
It's closing.
Oh, it completely shut. That guy rolling out the window. It completely shut. The car is started.
Sorry, did you see it? She didn't. Oh my god. Oh
Look,
my
it's
god.
opening,
Look, it's
it's
opening
opening.
again. It's
Wait,
opening
take
again.
it on video. Get on video.
Somebody record this.
I am.
This is paranormal experience.
There's no wind either. Like you can look at the trees right now. They're not moving at all.
Completely abandoned. No wind. There's nothing in there.
Like you can look at the plants, the tree, nothing is blowing. It's
Alright.
just opening.
There's no explanation for that. It's also so irregular that it can't be like
It's opening.
automatic.
It's opening. It's opening. No.
No, it's opening fast.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Oh my
That's the
God.
widest it's opened.
That fast too.
What is that?
It's opening and closing.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna need to send me that
You're
video.
filming this? Okay, thank God.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I need to know the history of this place.
Is that a person?
Yeah, we're gonna save ourselves. Don't worry.
What is that?
What is what?
Do you see that?
Oh,
Look at my
there's definitely
phone.
something moving inside. No, I see it.
What is that?
I see
Is
it.
that a person?
Is that a person?
Why does that looks like a person? I'm looking at JC's phone. It looks
Yeah,
like a
it's
person.
like a
in there.
person.
I'm looking at his phone. It's literally a figure. I'm scared.
No, I see
You're
it.
recording
I
that,
see
right?
it. I see it.
Okay, so you could play back and show you guys.
Oh shit. Okay. Well. Okay. I see it. It's different. Please put the window up. I see it. It's a dark figure. It's a dark figure. It's a dark figure. It's a dark figure.
We're
I
driving
don't like that.
Ooh, brakes are on.
Please. I see a dark figure moving.
Oh my God. That's right.
Throughout the video, we can see the door moving all by itself. But to make things even creepier, at around the 1 minute mark in the video, you can make out some sort of dark figure or hooded person standing on one of the balconies, looking down at JC and his friends. What makes this even more unsettling is the fact that the Hawkins Lab filming location, the old Georgia Mental Health Institute, has been abandoned for decades. Nobody should be inside, which makes the sight of someone or something watching from the balcony all the more disturbing. What was this figure doing there? And why was the door opening by itself? Next time you guys watch Stranger Things, keep in mind that maybe not all the show's mysteries are fictional. On TikTok, user KnickKnackDoBlue's sister and brother were setting up a new surveillance camera in the uploader's house. You can see her brother, who lived in the uploader's house at the time, sitting in the room to get a reference point. It seems like a normal video at first, but things quickly take a seriously creepy turn in just seconds. Take a look and see for yourself. Did you see it? Some sort of a strange, almost goat-like figure can be seen manifesting itself behind this guy's shoulder. But is this thing really a goat, or is it possible that this is some demon taking the shape and appearance of a goat? Or is there a much more mundane and natural explanation to this? Unfortunately, no updates were made that provided some concrete answers to our burning questions. Let's just hope that this creepy goat-like figure doesn't return to strike fear into these people's hearts again. Over on YouTube, a channel named Fickleberg12 posted a video on December 7th, 2022. In it, he and a friend are wandering through a cemetery in Oakland, Atlanta. He pans across a Victorian-themed holiday celebration nearby, complete with Christmas carolers in period outfits. Then he quickly swings the camera behind him And that's where things take a seriously creepy turn.
Let me watch my step here. Give me 1 second. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Did you notice it? In a blink and you'll miss it moment, if you look behind the building here, you can clearly see what looks like an actual person's face peeking out. It's pale, it's still, and it's pointing directly at the camera. There's nothing abstract or vague about it, it looks exactly like a human being watching him. What makes this even stranger is how old the footage looks. Even though it was uploaded only a few years ago, the camera quality feels more like something from the early 2000s. That alone gives the moment an eerie, urban legend vibe that makes the figure feel even more out of place. Sadly, the uploader never posted any follow-up videos, so we're left with this single unsettling clip and no extra context. Since the figure really does look like a person, we're basically left with 3 possibilities. 1. A real person was standing there. Cemeteries are open spaces, and someone could have simply been behind the building at the exact moment he turned around. It could have been another visitor, a worker, or someone wandering around during the Victorian event. 2. It was a deliberate hoax. The video does have that vintage style creepiness people love in online ghost clips. It's possible someone intentionally stood in that spot to create a spooky moment, especially since the face appears for only a split second and never moves. 3. It's something paranormal. The stillness, the pale appearance, and the way the face seems to be staring directly into the lens all give it that classic apparition quality. Combined with the location and the older looking footage, it wouldn't be a stretch for viewers to interpret this as a genuine ghost sighting. So what do you think? Was someone hiding behind the building? Did the uploader pull off a simple hoax, or are we looking at an actual ghostly figure watching from the shadows? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Over on the popular ghost subreddit, a user known as Chosen12803 posted a video that his sister took while she was at the hospital. It's one thing to be in the hospital because you're sick or injured, but it's another thing to be in the hospital and also encounter something potentially from another dimension. In the video, which was filmed back in 2020, we watch as the uploader's sister records the hallway of the hospital, and it doesn't take long at all for things to start to get pretty creepy. Some kind of strange, ghostly apparition can be seen in the hallway. Another video taken by the uploader's sister shows her filming over her shoulder, and yet again, this strange entity makes an appearance. It seems as though she tries to investigate the area a bit, but is unable to find anything, which is probably for the best. Who knows what could have happened to her if she successfully got right up close to this spirit. Let's just hope this ghostly apparition is no longer roaming these hospital corridors. On September 9th, 2025, a TikTok user known as Crobishi posted a video showing some of the strangest activity I've ever seen inside someone's kitchen. The security footage starts off completely normal as we watch the empty room on an ordinary day. Everything's calm until it suddenly isn't. Take a look. If you watch closely, you'll notice a dark figure sprinting past outside at an unnaturally fast speed. Just a second or two later, the stove inside the kitchen goes absolutely berserk, shaking and clattering as if something invisible just attacked it. We then see the homeowner rush into the kitchen in a panic, calling for someone else to come look with her, but the video ends there, leaving us totally in the dark about what she discovered next. Could the figure outside really have triggered the chaos inside? If so, how? A person shouldn't be able to cause something like that just by running past, which raises the unsettling possibility that the figure wasn't a person at all. Whether it was a malfunction, a bizarre coincidence, or some kind of entity with the ability to disturb physical objects, we're left with a mystery that's equal parts creepy and confusing.
High school might be boring when you're a kid, but you still grow up thinking of it as a safe place. Classrooms, lockers, fluorescent lights, the same routines every day. But what if it isn't always that simple? YouTuber Croak posted a video back in February 2007 that shows him and two girls exploring Garland High School, claiming they're there to look for a ghost. The guy filming says he'd heard a story that at some point in the school's history, a girl passed away in the cafeteria. The three of them slowly move through the building, half nervous and half excited, and then out of nowhere, something happens that flips the whole mood instantly.
And
What the hell is that? Oh my god.
what was that noise?
Did you see it?
Did you hear that?
Oh my god, help! Dave.
What?
Oh my god. What is that?
What?
Did you see it?
At around the 45-second mark, you can briefly see what looks like a ghostly figure coming up the stairs. It's quick, but it's there long enough to make your stomach drop once you notice it. One of the girls asked the guy filming if he sees it. He sounds confused at first, but a second later, both him and the other girl realize what she's talking about. The second they lock onto it, they start screaming, completely losing it, and they end up falling to the ground in panic. Honestly, the whole thing feels like a scene straight out of a horror movie. That sudden shift from laughing exploration to pure fear. Could it be a hoax? If it is, it most likely be someone staged at the top of the stairs and timed perfectly, or the footage being manipulated after. But if it isn't staged, then this is one of those rare, old-school YouTube clips where the reaction feels raw and the figure appears so fast it almost seems like it didn't want to be seen for long. The uploader did post other videos years later, so at least we know they were fine. But he never posted any real updates about what happened here, and we're left wondering what they saw that day, and whether there's any truth to that story about the girl in the cafeteria. So what do you think happened at Garland High School? A setup, a misread shadow on a low-quality camera, or something genuinely unexplained? Let me know your theories in the comments.
The next video we'll be taking a look at comes from the popular Paranormal Encounters subreddit and was posted by a user known as jturley85. The uploader provides some helpful context surrounding the footage, which was reportedly filmed in Beaver, Utah. Here's what they wrote. Quote, "My wife's co-worker went out hunting this past weekend. They apparently took a pack of dogs out with them. While in the mountains, two of the dogs ran off. They chased after them and eventually found both dogs ripped apart after some searching. While trying to look for whatever caused it, they found this and recorded it through their scope. I tried to upscale the video for clarity, but this was the best I could get. Anyone know what this could be?" End quote. Let's take a look at the footage and see for ourselves. Whatever that thing is, it's pure nightmare fuel. The figure caught in the scope is tall, lanky, and moves in a deeply unnatural way. In the comments, the uploader adds that the arms look extremely long and thin, with what appears to be hair or fur hanging off of them. They initially thought it might just be another hunter, but after watching the footage more closely, they are no longer so sure. A lot of commenters are throwing out one chilling theory, that this might be a skinwalker. Based on the creature's bizarre shape, eerily long limbs, and the disturbing circumstances that led to the encounter, it's honestly not hard to see why. Of course, we can't say for certain what was caught on camera here. Some skeptics have suggested it could be a person in unusual clothing, a case of video distortion, or even an intentional hoax. But if this is a hoax, it's a remarkably convincing one, especially with the panic backstory and the remote mountainous setting. So what do you think? Was this a real sighting of a skinwalker, or something even stranger? Or do you think there's a more rational explanation hiding just beneath the surface? Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments, because whatever it was, it definitely wasn't normal. Over on the Ghost subreddit, a user named Danso950 shared a video that was filmed back in 2019 under some very eerie circumstances. A resident had asked them to record her while she cleaned her room that she referred to as the death room. She wanted to post it to her Facebook group, so the uploader agreed to film, but what they ended up capturing on camera was anything but ordinary.
Heavenly Father, I ask for your divine presence to fill this space. May your light shine brightly through every room, cleansing this home of any negativity, fear, or unrest. Let peace dwell in every corner, and love be the foundation of every wall. Bless this home with your protection, surrounding it with your angels, and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and every window open to your blessings. In Jesus' name.
In the video, the woman can be seen praying and blessing the room, cross in hand. Everything seems fine, until the very end, when the cross suddenly lifts upward on its own, as if an unseen force is tugging at it. The motion is subtle but unmistakable, and it happens right as she finishes her prayer. Some believe it was a sign of resistance, something in the room reacting to her presence. Others think it might have been an unseen spirit trying to take the cross from her hand. The uploader says that whenever someone tells them they don't believe in ghosts or the supernatural, this is the video they show them. And honestly, after watching it, it's not hard to see why. Chris from the YouTube channel Urbex Hill is back once again for another exploration video, this time venturing out to the Rockefeller Hotel in Cleveland, Ohio. Built in 1905, this place has long been considered a historic landmark, but today it's a shell of its former self, decaying, unsettling, and as Chris would soon find out, downright dangerous. For the first 30 minutes or so, everything seems fairly routine for one of his urban explorations. Chris carefully makes his way through the building, showing the peeling walls, empty rooms, and eerie silence that hangs in the air. But then, things begin to escalate. As Chris approaches a door marked William H. Smith and Associates, he suddenly hears a strange noise echoing through the hallway.
William H. Smith and Associates. Oh shit.
At first, it seems like nothing more than an odd creak or shuffle, but minutes later, the situation becomes far more unsettling. Chris captures the figure of what appears to be a woman inside the building, despite the fact that the hotel should be completely empty. Still, he presses on, but before long, strange noises grow louder and harder to ignore.
I wish I could see.
You can hear muffled voices as though people are talking or even arguing somewhere above him, and then things take a horrifying turn. Gunshots, not one but several, ringing out in the distance while voices continue to argue and shout. Chris's breathing grows heavier as panic sets in, and it becomes clear he may be caught in the middle of something far more dangerous than just a haunted hotel. The video ends with Chris narrowly finding his way out of the building. He doesn't stick around to see who or what was responsible for the gunfire. This encounter feels less like a typical paranormal investigation and more like a brush with real-life danger. Was Chris simply in the wrong place at the wrong time, stumbling into some shady business inside the abandoned hotel? Or was this another bizarre element that adds to the Rockefeller Hotel's already chilling reputation? Either way, it's one of his most terrifying explorations to date. Over on TikTok, a user named Fondi, who works as an EMT, shared a chilling story from one of his shifts, saying he'd never experienced anything like it in all his time on the job. According to him, he and his team were driving back to base late at night when he glanced up at the rearview mirror of the ambulance and saw a face staring back at him. Despite being terrified, he knew he had to approach the ambulance to turn off the engine or risk being stranded. So with his heart racing, he decided to go back and check.
I need to turn this engine off though, cause like, we're gonna be stranded out here.
Yeah, as soon as possible. Oh, shit. Hey, thank you.
I don't know if you see it, but can y'all see that back door? Like, it just, oh shit. Like, it just flew open, like, can y'all, oh. Nah, what the f?
What was that?
Can y'all see it? Nah, hell no. That, nah.
What happens next is genuinely unsettling. Whether it was a trick of the light, a reflection, or something far more inexplicable, it clearly shook him to his core. It's a good reminder that paranormal encounters can happen anywhere, on the road, at home, or even on the job. Next time you're working late, just imagine catching something like that staring at you through a mirror. Over on Instagram, a woman named Diana posted a series of videos to her account that have gotten some people talking in the paranormal community recently, and it's for a good reason. In the video, we watch as Diana films outside of her house. Multiple police cars with their sirens turned on arrive outside of their home across the street, much to the confusion of both Diana and a man living with her. The footage then cuts to a handful of police officers at the front of an RV, clearly trying to talk to someone who is seemingly inside. A second video posted by Diana shows a silhouette of a child standing in front of the police car, but when the officer walks past, the silhouette of the child disappears. At the end of the video, you can see the silhouette again, standing in front of the police car, but after the camera pans away and back again, the silhouette is gone again. In a third video, Diana and the man enter the RV, and it's here in which we see some truly scary things happen, and we also find out more about what happened before.
Oh, great. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god. Oh my god. What was that? Ugh. Okay. Wait, did this guy have a kid? What is this?
Yeah, this kid died too, like, I don't know, before, a long time ago.
Oh my god.
As you can see, a dead crow falls from the ceiling, much to their horror. We also find out that the man who died in the autocamper had a child who died a long time ago. Is it possible that the ghost we saw in front of the police car be the man's child? A bit later on, Diana posted a video to her account to help provide some context. Someone asked about the backstory of the dead guy, and Diana says she doesn't know. She says she also doesn't know about the backstory of the deceased child. She also put a side note in the description of the post, stating that the man in the trailer died from natural causes, saying she believes it was a heart attack. She also says that it might have been because his pacemaker wasn't working properly. In a Q&A, she was asked if she thinks there was a young girl's ghost present, but she says she isn't sure. She was also asked if she thinks there was a reflection of something, and she said it's a possibility. She then gets asked if anyone has reported seeing any ghosts or anything at all out of the ordinary in the area before, but she says no. As for what she personally believes about the whole story, she says that when she went into the trailer, she says she definitely felt really off, stating that she felt very nervous. Diana also says that she believes in ghosts to an extent. So what do you guys think about this whole story? It's definitely quite a layered and interesting case, and hopefully one that gets some answers in the near future. Chris from the YouTube channel Urbex Hill is widely known in the online community for uploading lots of videos of himself exploring some of the creepiest abandoned buildings known to man, and this next video of his is just as creepy as the rest. In this particular video, Chris is exploring an abandoned factory in the middle of the night. He went to this factory 2 years in the past, and during his exploration found a homeless man in the corner, deep within the factory. On his second trip back, just 7 minutes into his journey, is when the horror kicks in. Watch this.
Super sketchy. Walking underneath this. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
A bizarre knocking noise can be heard coming from a bit farther away. Despite being weirded out by it, Chris nevertheless presses onward. A bit later on, Chris's light goes out, so he uses his phone flashlight. From here, things take a seriously bizarre and unsettling turn, to say the least.
My light went out. Jesus Christ. Man, are you serious right now?
As Chris continues to make his way through the eerie factory, he finds himself in for one last scare as he walks down a creepy hallway. It's here in which Chris makes the horrifying discovery that he might not be alone in there.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
A person walks past the hallway, and afterwards the sound of some glass being kicked can be heard. As we already know, this is the second time Chris has ventured to this particular place to do a video. But let's just hope that after these 2 times, Chris will no longer return here, just in case something even more horrible awaits him on his 3rd visit.